Hello, everyone. Greetings on a Monday night, and welcome to BMBBH. I am Kev, and thank you for tuning in. And as you walk in, please go ahead, hit that like button. And if it's your first time here, hit that subscribe button. And I want to start off the broadcast by saying two things. Number one, long live the habitual line steppers. Number two, I am going to win. Now, as people, as this viewership grows and as the people who have been loyal to this channel will be able to see in the progressing weeks, that is going to be exactly the case. I will win. Now, anyway, listen up. It's never my intention for this so-called quote-unquote gender war. In fact, I don't believe that a gender war exists, at least not in the form that everyone has a tendency to push. And, I didn't believe that I ever created a space or participate in a space that wants to keep the tension fueled between genders. I think that it is a really bad look for a people that has been through the struggle, like our people, since the inception of this country. And it's very counterproductive, it's very stupid, and it's very weak for any male or female that continue to push this tension between the genders. Let me give a couple shout outs. First of all, Mr. Z, what's going on? I'm listening, and Deshaun, thank you for tuning in. And we're just getting started. Just gonna do a little monologuing before we get started on the actual topic. Just wait for a few more people to get in here. But listen, this whole thing is getting worse. It is getting worse. I know a lot of people are being like, you guys are reaching. This is a small, controlled group of people who are loud and just like to keep things up. Oh, what's going on, Marco Ross? Thank you for coming in tonight. And yes, it's gonna be one of those nights. Yeah, definitely. Because here's my thing. We as black men, we are definitely the kind of people that are expected to lead our community, but everyone has their own ideal about how that leadership should go. And a lot of the time, a lot of the times, we, as a people, we have a tendency to choose the lowest common denominator as far as what kind of standards and what kind of culture that we set for ourselves. And then when you have the few people who try to say, hey, you know what, we're better than this, we have to set our, a standard for ourselves, then we have all kinds of pushback, all kinds of shaming language and such. And really, it isn't right to, it's almost like we're in Bizarro land. Now, Bizarro is a DC Comics reference. It just means that everything good is bad and everything bad is good. Now, I know that a lot of people, you aren't very spiritual or religious or biblical, as a matter of fact, but this is how they said the end times would be. Everything that is bad would seem good, and everything that is good would seem bad. And it's really getting to that point right now. It's getting to a boiling point. And men like me, who haven't participated in the debauchery, embrace me underscore beauty. Okay, embrace me beauty. I'm just going to call you that. Thank you for coming by. I see you down there. Um, you know, when people like me see the debauchery that's happening in our community, we can't stay silent. We can't stay silent, and the reason why that is because we have these messages in our ears that are shoehorned that we should lead. And a lot of those times, the idea of black male leadership comes from people who aren't black males. And we're gonna get into this discussion tonight. Look, I used to face this a lot, especially when I created this platform on Facebook. Um, because I named the platform "Black Men Being Brutally Honest," a lot of I gotta tell the truth. We're brutally honest here. A lot of black women thought that that was a jab and a shot at them, and it definitely wasn't. And some jackass came in the came in the chat the other night and implied that, like I said, I was on some gay shit. But I wanted to create a platform that men could actually speak, and if we got pushback because of what we said, that was on us. But it was definitely a place where I wasn't gonna reject men right offhand, and I treated men and females the same. See, that's that. Like, I have this sense of equality, not and equality in the right way. So if you are a male that's saying crazy shit, I treated you as if you were a person, an adult. Granted, you were of age saying crazy shit, and that went for the females as well. Because when you have male and females mixing it up on the platform, you do have kind of that those females that will sit up there and feel like and pretend like anything that's said to them that they object to, that I had to act immediately and get rid of this so-called quote-unquote menace. Lotus Eater, what's going on? Lee's Ways, what's happening? And I'm not too particularly a fan of that, because when you're on social media, all we're pretty much dealing with is words. It's just words. It's a discussion that both males and females should be allowed to speak in, and if we disagree, we disagree, and that's just how it is. It doesn't have to turn into anything too fucking crazy. Now, okay, well, pardon my vulgarities, but on this program, I have a tendency to let a lot of curse words slip out. So if that bothers you, this probably isn't the right channel for you. But I would love for you to stay. But anyway, let me go ahead and show y'all this real quick, because all I'm trying to say is I don't believe that the black woman is in particularly our enemy. I don't view them as an enemy, but that's me. However, how the modern day female views us is in a very adversarial, destructive way. And I'm going to show you one of the ways that this is happening. Now, I don't want anybody to just get all mad, because look, in the space that we call the black manosphere. Okay. Now, many believe that the space has gotten away from its purpose. And I would agree with some of that. It's turned from a space of men's rights and men's advocacy to a space that just worries about getting the one up on women. In other words, there's these three words that a few content creators and many chat participants and viewers of the space have been saying: shame, blame, and explain. And basically what they're trying to say is these women don't care. They know what they're doing. They're trying to keep hold to the power that they have, no matter where that power comes from, even if it comes from WS. And this one right here is really a telltale sign, what you see on the screen, of what's really happening with us today. And it's really sad for me to look at, and it should be sad to anyone who has children, very young children, because the way that we are shaping this society up right now, I would say that if it keeps going this way, the black community is gonna be completely done. Now, they say a community can only rise as high as the moral compass of its women. And right now, you're dealing with a group of women who I believe don't believe that they're actually giving birth to what they're complaining about. And it's terrible that the lack of accountability is this, let me use a word that I don't really like to use that much, toxic. A hugely toxic lack of accountability. All right. Now, here's what you see on your screen. Now, the woman in the pictures, if she's any familiar to you guys, that is Beyonce's mom, Tina Knowles Lawson. Now, a couple years ago, I did make a video on the OWN interview, like Oprah Women's Network interview that Tina Knowles Lawson did with her husband, Richard Lawson, and how she kind of embarrassed her husband on television, like in front of everyone. And I honestly thought the shit was funny. Because here's what we tell men in the space all the time. If you put up with the shit and you stick around for the shit, you deserve it. Now, for real, a lot of females, especially on social media, the vast majority of BWs on social media, actually believe that men don't hold men accountable. And all that is a defense mechanism because they're being held accountable. Black men hold black men accountable, especially as of late in the black manosphere. It may not be what you want them to hold them accountable on. Like, say, for instance, if a female has two kids by two different fathers, then the level of accountability they want from a space like the black manosphere is to start telling dudes to stop getting them pregnant. Now, that takes a level of dick policing and that I'm not willing to do. And I'm not willing to do any level of dick policing. And what I usually say in response to that is, well, you can say no. You can say no. You have a choice. You don't have to let a man stick his raw penis inside of you. And if you just need the sex that bad and you're not ready for pregnancy, either make him wear a condom, make him, because I'm to that point, and I've been to this point for a few years, that I refuse to believe that women don't check penises for condoms. In fact, I would even say 95 to 98% of the women that I've had sex with, they know. They were smart enough to ask me if I had a condom, even before the sex was initiated. Now, I mean, that is kind of initiating the sex. But see, when I hold thinking human beings, adults, to that level of accountability, then you got a lot of BWs who have that little feminist sisterhood mindset, and a lot of these little dumb simps. And yes, I'm gonna call you a simp if you're a simp. Now, the simp doesn't mean that you love women. Simp just means that you are willing to defend and let females get away with reckless shit. And a lot of men really purposely try to underestimate the destructive capability of women. Even though they may not be physically capable, they can do it in so many other ways. And this is one of the ways they can do it. Pushing a very dangerous narrative. Now, I said a second ago, you're giving birth to the problem. So, let's go ahead and see what's on this screen here. Yep, Beyonce's mom, Tina Knowles Lawson. She has this, I guess, this series or this mini series, Profile the Black Man. Okay, it's about from what I can just observe just by looking at the screen, is that she is a documentary visiting the plight of black men. Now let me read what's on the screen. Cancel problematic discovery series that ignores the victimization of black women. So, okay, let me read that again. Cancel problematic discovery series that ignores the victimization of black women. Okay, now, so by me reading that title, and people saying things like, okay, this is just a very small group of people. Now, this is a small group of people with big influence. Try to understand this. And try to understand when we, the black manosphere, or the black space of YouTube, or black men, I would say, when we talk about how problematic, as one of the words on the screen, this kind of shit is, it's not because we hate black women. It's not because of that. It's because this type of shit goes on all the damn time. All the damn time. Now, honestly, do we think that Tina Knowles Lawson made this documentary series to slight the black woman or to ignore the black woman in any way, shape, or form? No, she didn't. I mean, it ain't like she was in that picture on that microphone saying, black women don't go through nothing. We do understand this. We do understand that black women have the set of problems, a set of problems. But see, when we do this, we don't think in terms of black people. Now, I remember when Ice Cube went on Fox Soul and started speaking with a group of women that included Vivica A. Fox. He had that plan for Black America, and Vivica A. Fox. And like I said, I was very disappointed in this question. She was like, well, what about the concerns that black women have? And Ice Cube was like, well, black people, that would include black women. And Vivica A. Fox goes on this little spiel like, oh, we got a specific set of problems that are just for us, And he even asked them, okay, so since you say that there's a specific set of problems, he didn't even reject the idea. He just said, well, why don't you work with me to let's get these ideas going. So, basically, I don't believe that he would have he would have too much he probably would have tried to do something to satiate them somewhat. But the shit kicker was when Vivica said, no, you got to come up with this stuff yourself. No, which leads me to believe that Vivica was being very disingenuous. But it's like, that was the one time that solidified for me that these women believe that they are a separate group of people. That black women believe that they are a separate group of people from black men. And I do believe that is the fault of society, and that is the fault of previous generations of black people that came before us, with the conditioning and the indoctrinations, and pretty much the older generations of men letting it get to this point with the women. And my thing is, how dare you push back on a black man that's trying to help black people? You ask for black male leadership, but then you reject it when someone tries to take the bull by the horns. And, it was always behind that political BS, this liberal BS, thinking that the Democratic Party is actually on our side. when really they aren't. But see, that's something that okay that's something that y'all have to learn for yourselves. So anyway, let me get to this. Let me get to this. All right. So let's read. It says recently Tina Knowles Lawson has partnered with the Discovery. Okay, now I forgot to say this person is the one who started the petition, Lexus Exodus. She said recently Tina Knowles Lawson had partnered with the Discovery Channel to produce a documentary that's called Profiled, the Black Man, in an attempt to counter the media's negative portrayals of black men. And this is covered often in the space, and I have said a lot of things about it. You know, we don't want this negative image, even though in many neighborhoods in many cities across America, we do have a toxic element of the black male gender. But those are due to a lot of systemic and societal reasons. So she goes on to say, as a black woman who is also a classically trained journalist, which, look, I don't care what profession they are. I've heard professional women say some crazy fucking things. So she said this is extremely problematic as the actual research, statistics, and data paint a drastically different picture. So I'm not going to even read this whole thing. What I'm going to do is I'm going to read the link. I'm going to leave the link in the description. So she goes on to, according to the FBI, at least 4 black women and girls are murdered per day in the United States in 2020 alone, which, I'm pretty sure a couple weekends in Chicago, with the way these dudes are. And, Chicago is such a conservative talking point. But, is when you hear of holiday weekends in Chicago, the number of black boys killing each other is great and drastic. But she goes on to say at least 4 black women and girls were murdered per day in the United States in 2020 alone. And she uses this buzzword right here. And this is becoming a very horrible buzzword. Black femicide. Now, I'm not a fan of this word right here. If you are going to say things like that, you need to come up with a word for black men dying, period. And if we're going to make a problem with a black person dying, we don't need to isolate it to one gender. But this 2 words implies that they're getting killed just because they're black females. And that right there is not very good. It's a victimhood narrative. It's a victimhood narrative, and a lot of the times you hear these things. These are domestic situations. Now I'll get into the domestic part in a second. Okay, now you can read this if you want, but I'm not gonna push this kind of narrative on this channel. So, but here's what she's asking. She said, therefore, I ask you to sign this petition to request that the Discovery Channel does one of two of the following items immediately. Number 1, cease airing the problematic series Profile the Black Man completely. Or 2, create an additional documentary that spreads awareness about the brutality, victimization, and femicide that black women and girls are experiencing globally. Now, look, I'm not going to try to diminish or demoralize anyone's plight, because that's not what I'm here to do. I'm not here to diminish and demoralize anybody's plight. But you know what? They damn sure do it to us enough. Seriously. Now, let me see if I can find some of these comments, because I want you guys to know the truth. I want you guys to know the truth. There's no punches we should be pulling. And like I said, I don't hate women. I don't hate black women. And I don't hate black women for springing this on you. Because every time, I can give all the negative facts on black men all up and down, all the way around the world, and people will love me for it. But you give a negative fact about the female, then they'll hate me for it, and they'll say I hate women, and they'll say I bash women, blah, 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 blah. So, yeah, I'm getting a little warmed up now. So, they got this comment section, reasons for signing. Now, let me read this comment by Night Woman. Okay. She says, black men are a menace to society. They are killers, rapists, pedos, absent to their children, pimps, liars, thieves, and nuisances to the planet. They have no money and no education and nothing beneficial to add. You free the knee, you free black women. A black woman. Okay. Yeah. Now I'm just gonna say that this triggered me quite a bit. And y'all, people always shame black men for being somewhat emotional about things, and believe that black men are robots that should not feel anything. Okay. T.S. This is shameful behavior for a black woman when black men are our greatest predator. Okay, now, we always say this. The reason why each group of people, and I'm saying this with great sincerity, the reason why each group of people have crime happening in their communities because they are within proximity of each other, meaning that whites are probably gonna commit offenses against whites because they stay in proximity to each other. Okay, now but predator, wow. How are black men your greatest predator? How? I mean, just Jesus. Now that's probably coming from a woman who doesn't have a man. And this is what a lot of this shit is about. Okay, this person, Katara Jackson, she says, black men are not victims. They have been coddled far too long by society, their mothers, romantic partners, and other men. They are the underclass of the black community. Whew. Okay. I remember a certain content creator said that the BW's womb has little to no value, and with that valueless kind of kind of stigma, that means that they have a valueless offspring. I don't understand, like, how are we such a problem if you're giving birth to the problem? Okay, this person M. Bloom. How dare she prop up the abusers mentally, emotionally, generational, finance, sexual as these pillars. This is a damn outrage. This gaslighting on a massive scale meant to silence the pains of young black girls and black women. How dare she, when her own colorist husband went behind her back and not only cheated on her, but knocked up some younger black women with a child and left her struggle. Okay, I'm not going to read that entire thing. Because, like I said, it's now, if y'all want to read these horrible fucking thoughts, you can. You can, but it's like, I ain't finna do it. I'm not finna do it. This shit is crap. But how can you, like I said, literally give birth to the problem and do any goddamn thing you want to do, and no one can stop you because you've made it clear that black men do not lead you. We're supposed to lead the community, but we can't lead you. How is that? How is it problematic? And look, and what I've said is this: how is this documentary problematic when I'm quite sure it says nothing about black women being a problem to the black man. This is the outrage should be with the black man and not all of those questionable characters signing this damn petition. It is unfreaking believable. Unfreaking believable. How could you? How could you? And for anyone that's in the chat right now that might be slightly perturbed by me reading those comments, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to counter the narrative. And for any BW that feels this way, why don't you raise your kids better? Why does that have to be such a dilemma for you to raise your children better? Because I'll say that to the end of the day. Raise your kids better. If you don't want all these problems to happen with the all so-called problems to happen, raise your children better. Take some accountability. I'm the black man that hasn't done any of this crap. And I know plenty of black men that haven't done any of this crap. In fact, black men aren't just going around like this. The fact of the matter is, you choose these things to happen. Now, I know that people can be random victims of crimes. I know they can be. And like I said, I'm not diminishing the plight of any one person. I'm not. But ignoring the victimization of black women by talking about the victimization of black men in this country, which has steadily gone on for decades and decades. Please. This is ridiculous. And there needs to be a counteraction against bullshit like this. But hey, you know what? Freedom of speech. And right now, the space has a golden opportunity to be that counter. But most of you guys, and I'm afraid to say this, I'm not afraid to say it. I'm afraid I'm going to have to say this. But most of you guys are just plain afraid. And it's sad. So, just want to raise awareness and just let you know that yes, black men are paying attention to this kind of thing. And how can I tell black men that they have to be better for black women, which I don't go around saying anyway, but this is an expectation for me and these so-called quote-unquote modern-day BWs. They're asking me to be a leader. They're asking me that we have to be seen treating these women better. But they're being extremely adversarial right now. So, look, I'm not gonna tell young black men that they have to deal with the modern day BW. I'm not gonna do it, and this is just more and more evidence stacking up that proves that notion correct. So, just want to put that out there for you. So, let's get to the subject matter. Let me look at some of these comments. All right, we got 31 in the building. I hope that you guys are pressing that like button. Let me see who's in here. All right. So Stoic One, what's going on? Stoic One, how's it going? Jersey Hammer, hybrid catastrophic impact X83rd power. Long live, brother. Says so many professional people with degrees are dummies. Kinda, yeah, because they want an elevated position, but they don't want the intelligence to back it. They just want you to kiss their ass because they got a degree or something. I mean, and I don't demonize the degree or I don't demonize the educated person, but when it seems to me that when our people get a little paper behind us, we start to believe that we're better than others. I mean, and this kind of thing has to be examined. Yeah, once again, hybrid catastrophic impact X83rd power says, I'm sick and tired of BW painting themselves as victim every fucking time. Always fucking saying that they are strong and independent, yet participating in the victim Olympics. Not all BW though. Yep. Please use the Naxalt fallacy because there are actually sisters that have our back. And, and it's not have our back just to coddle us and have our backs just to, you know, help us escape accountability. I mean, really try to bring common sense to the conversation, but it's that adversarial sisterhood. And I'm getting to this little Tasha K interview in a minute, which I believe was very atrocious. I could not believe like half the shit I was hearing, but then again I could because it's the same stupid playbook. It's the same stupid playbook every fucking time. Like I heard Tasha K say things that I see on other social media platforms all the time, and even within this black space of YouTube, the same little stupid BS talking points. Like, oh, you hate we hate our moms. Like all that stuff. But yeah, we're gonna get into it. Let me check out some more of these comments. All right, Abe Griggs. He said, I am appalled. That was disgusting. I'm assuming that you're talking about the petition. Like I said, it's like and Greg, what's going on, Greg? He said the leading cause of death in BW at 5.7 per hour is heart disease, not homicide. Check the CDC list, KF. Okay, well, I wish I had gotten that idea. I would have screenshot it. Stoic one, respectfully, I ain't reading that, Kev. Yeah, I mean, I don't blame you because it's bullshit. It's bullshit. Okay, hybrid catastrophic impact X83rd power says black men get 70% more prison time than black women so for the same crime. Black women get affirmative action in Title IX. They have so-called black girl magic. Black women got $1 billion from you know who. Nope, actually it was $10 billion. And black women got welfare and the government. Yet black men are coddled. Yeah, see, when we make a mistake, we can't just run to live with our mothers. I mean, technically we can, but we can't go through it without a bunch of shaming. And the space will be the first one to shame anybody like that. Men who have to go back and live with their mothers. Hell, we had an example of that a few weeks ago. I mean, shit, and the dude was getting clowned too. So, but this is not what this is about. I mean, but yeah, it kind of is what this is about because, black men, we have to pull ourselves up by our bootstraps. We do. Well, and a lot factors into that. Like, our HNIC complex, and just the way that we have been brought up. Now, black men haven't been coddled. We always had to be the tougher gender, and because of that has made us better as a people when it comes to self-sufficiency. Shit. We always talk about the sorry element. Just for instance, I'll give you one. Saggy pants. We get tired of seeing saggy pants on dudes all the time. It's a very horrible look. And we've been saying it for years and years and years and years. Monique said something to black women about wearing bonnets in public. And two things happened. Number one, bonnet wearing in public exploded. Number two, BW is about, but what about saggy pants? After all the years of black people saying shit about saggy pants. After all those years. Stoic 1, they cannot admit any complicity in any negative issues within black society. No, they can't. And that's really sad. Hybrid catastrophic impact X83rd power. Perturbed, oh, that ship sailed a long time ago. It's beyond that now. Those types of messages really make it hard to interact with BW. The good BW need to speak up. Speak up. Let me tell you something about that. Because in that Tasha K interview with what's her name, Shay Means, the pussy selling escort, whatever. Shit. Every time a woman stepped up to try to counter the narrative that they were trying to push, they attacked her. And it was two women in particular. One you know very well, one that was just a guest. The one you know very well was Jessica X, but the one before Jessica X was very, very significant. And we'll get into that in just a second. All right. Here you go again. Hybrid catastrophic impact X83rd power. They talk so much trash about black men, yet they want us to marry and give children and resources. When you ask them why do they even want black men, they start stuttering. All right. Let me see. I thought I saw Chaos Rain. What's going on, Chaos Rain? All right. What up, Ron? Ibiziaco. I think that if I said it wrong, I do apologize. But, that's the easiest way I can say your last name. He said BW have an evil spirit on them. No denying that. Okay. All right. Abe Griggs. Hurry up and buy. What's going on? Good to see you. The Roger Report. My habitual line stepper brother. Long live the habitual line steppers. All I hear is selfishness in that petition. Selfish black women just want things to be about them instead of black men. Yeah, let me give you an example. My brother's keeper. Barack Obama's initiative for black boys and black men. But yet, you had a bunch of BW. Oh, what about us? Just like with the Plan for Black America. What about us? Oh, okay. Let's see. The Roger Report has a... Oh, thank you for the super chat. Yep, super chats are active. Let me see if I can find it to put it on the screen. Super chats are active, so is that Cash App. Okay. And the Roger Report says, when I see brothers sag their pants, they seem to live with their mothers or girlfriends. All right. So, almost done with these comments, and I'm going to get on with my thoughts on the Tasha K. Shay Means interview, which I said was extremely atrocious and embarrassing. But he's hybrid catastrophic impact X83rd power. Said, while it's sad that they champion the violence from Shay, I tell BW that not all men will follow the law. If you hit the right one, that could be your ass, especially these Gen Z boys. Correct. All right. Peter Frank. All right, the guy with the two first names. Per you, ADOS, FBA men, black immigrants are your problem. Still believe that? Per me, ADOS, FBA men, black immigrants are my problem. Okay, if I ever said that, it's because of the HNIC complex and the symmetry, and our inability to work together. But you know what? This broadcast, like many broadcasts, might be a call for black men to get our shit together and realize the truth. Just for our own happiness and our own productivity. I don't like seeing things like this. I don't. And why shouldn't I be able to express them? Now, let's get to it. Now, all the hubbub and fuss is about this one incident that I believe happened early last week. Or late last week. Either way, it was last week. Okay, the person standing up in the brown dress with the kangaroo pouch, that would be Shay Means. She is, from what I understand, an Instagram model. And she also is a content creator on YouTube. She has a YouTube channel called The Life of Shay Means. Um, this is Fresh and Fit podcast. A couple of weeks ago, I said that um, there's going to be two content creators that always seem to hit the airwaves. One of them is KS, of course, and we know who KS is. I think he's on the air right now, so whatever. And the other one is, of course, Fresh and Fit podcast. And those guys are into some shit every other week. I mean, for real. But this isn't about Myron and Fresh. This is about what happened with Tommy Sotomayor. Now, listen up. Listen up. The one thing that I did say about Tommy Sotomayor, because he says so many bombastic things that there are going to be people that are mad with him on the outside world. And if you are a media personality that is pretty bombastic and controversial, some people might actually take it to heart so bad that they might try to actually hurt you. And how I can confirm this, back in the day, pro wrestlers. I mean, even before people knew that it was fake, I already knew that the storylines were fake. I mean, it took a little while for the rest of the world to realize it. But when they ran certain programs with other wrestlers, I'll give one in particular, Sergeant Slaughter. Like he was doing his little anti-American Iraq thing. This was during Desert Storm. Him and his family used to receive death threats. So when you come on and when you come on these platforms, especially in this day and age, some people are going to actually try you if they don't like you. Now, Sotomayor has sort of like a Donald Trump stigma. No matter what he does, people are going to hate him. But, what I'm seeing is a lot of people have already seemed to have sided with him on this matter, and it's because she was being the aggressor. Clearly, everybody saw it, and I mean, like even after Fresh and Fit deleted the broadcast or probably made it private. Now they probably deleted it. There were people that caught the incident. People had, technology is a funny thing. They have screen recorders, and, they have devices that can actually rip the broadcast off the air onto their own devices. So, yeah, everybody saw what happened. Everybody saw what happened. She gave him a two-piece. But according to Tasha K, it didn't happen like that. Now we get into the interview, because I mean, this right here is crazy and wild, weird, wild stuff. Weird, wild stuff. Oh, wait a minute, that was a mistake. There we go. All right, Tasha K did an interview, with Shay Means, and she titled it like this: "Breaking news: Tommy Sotomayor pressed charges on the woman he verbally and physically assaulted." And assaulted is spelled wrong. I guess that would be a mistake that would be easy to make. But hey, you know what? I'm not cutting this person any breaks. Not tonight. First of all, that is inaccurate. Now, verbal assault. Now, I usually hear the words verbal assault when a person, like say a white person, is hurling racist insults at a black person. And I don't really like the word verbal assault anyway, because it makes it seem like that you somehow getting hurt or suffering some kind of trauma that has to send you to the hospital. Now, if you are a weak-minded person, then a verbal assault might affect you. But anyway, but physically assaulted, that's a lie. And everybody saw that shit. That's a lie. But For anyone who watched this interview, this interview was atrocious. It was atrocious, especially after Tasha K got spanked by Cardi B in the courtroom for slander. You just can't go around saying shit. But this is a classic example of anything they say, they just want everybody to believe just because they said it, even if they're lying. And there was a lot of lying that went on in this interview. Now, like I said earlier, same stupid playbook that these people use all over social media. Saying stuff like, you know, that these guys out here, we hate our moms, our aunties, our sisters, and everything that he's talking about. And then also using colorism. Now, look, let me tell y'all something about. Let me tell y'all something about this little colorism thing. Ain't nobody more colorist than BW. If you treat a man good, if you treat a black man good, he is going to treat you good back. Period. I know that in my personal observations and my personal experiences. If someone treats me good, I am going to treat them good no matter what they look like. No matter what they look like. We as men go after who we like. We don't need a woman telling us who to like. Because if they had their way, we'll all be dating dark-skinned whales. And people might see that comment that as colorist. But it is what it is. They were saying all this crap as a dark-skinned black woman, blah, blah, blah. Oh, we have to face all these challenges and whatnot. And said that black, you know, and basically said that, you know, that he was being colorist. I mean, it's the same shaming tactics. Sign language. Now, if anyone knows the acronym for sign language, can you please put it in the chat? I'll put it on the screen. Yeah, hurry up and buy. Look how it's titled. Yep, look how it's titled. It is titled to invoke the emotion, and you know, just to make it seem like that, you know, the guy, just because he's a man, is the bad guy. Now, I did write down some bullet points that I'm going to read, but it seemed like in this interview was very, very problematic. Now, when you are an influencer and you have the reach that some of these people have, you have an opportunity. You have an opportunity to be a force for good. But instead, Tasha K just became just as adversarial as any sisterhood member. I mean, saying that, once she hits you, oh, you wanna go to your white daddy and you wanna snitch. It's like, what? Look, guys, let me tell you something. If you are assaulted by anyone, I mean, like with a man, you can pretty much fight back, but with a woman, you can't hit back. Or what you, I mean, no, let me rephrase that. Don't think that I'm telling you that you can't hit back. You know, I'm not one of these guys. But according to society, you can't hit them back. But, you know, I'm going to do like my boy Roger says, once she hits me, you're in a fight. You might as well just go ahead and win the fight. And a lot of people say that seems like it's jerkish. But here's the one constant statement that I will always say. No one should be putting their hands on anyone. No one. No one should be putting their hands on anyone, period. Keep your damn hands to yourself. Especially if you're a woman. Oh, what's up, Raining Woman? Good to see you. YAS4W, my habitual Alliance Stepper brother, is in the house. Now, there's a couple of things that I do agree with that people have been saying about Tommy Sotomayor. Number one, he seems to have a very hostile energy toward females, but when it comes to guys, he's a little calmer with guys. Here's what I'll do to kind of counter that. The fact is, you shouldn't take disrespect from anyone. Period. Whether you view that as a way or not, whether you view it that way or not, she's still kind of wrong for doing what she did. So, so okay, let me continue. I mean, Tasha K was making it like if a woman, and this is very problematic, and I've heard this out of the mouths of feminists, Euro feminists in particular, that if a woman is mad at a man for any reason, that she should be able to hit him. And she tried to give this laundry list of reasons why a woman should be able to hit a man. Oh, they cuss us out. They cheat on us. They talk about our looks. Oh, they talk about our hair weave. Blah, blah, blah. Ain't I a woman? You know, all this other crap. I mean, shit. It's like she should be able, like, she was stating it as if women should be able to hit you for any reason they want to hit you for. That they should just be able to do that without any consequence. I say nay to thee. You know why? Because everyone isn't built the same. It really isn't, and a lot of females need to get away from that shit. they really do. Like you should not want to hit a man for any I mean, I know us men can make you angry and we can kind of get on your nerves, but if we're not attacking you physically, there is no way you should be hitting on us. And then I'll say this, all men aren't built the same. Some of these men will beat the shit out of you. Period. But if you hit him first and you attack him first, I'm sorry. You kind of asked for that shit. I mean, there is an amount of self-control that a man should act upon, but I'm not finna ask any brother. I'm not finna ask any brother to sit there and take that kind of shit. Not at all. Like I said, I'm gonna go back to what I said. Keep your damn hands to yourself. Mister, what's going on? Let me see. Hybrid catastrophic impact X83rd power. America is the only place these feminists can, to a large degree, get away with this type of behavior. They don't play that in other continents. They sure don't. Now, the modern American BW, for all the advantages you have and all the complaints you have, I'll invite you to go live in any of these places. Iraq, Japan, and even some parts of Europe, and even some parts of Africa. Because I guarantee you, 1 or 2 days in them mofos, you're going to come running back to America to your little cush victimhood lifestyles. Shoot. Let me see who else. Reigning Woman said something. Let me go ahead and read. She said, no, nothing justifies a woman putting her hands on a man or anyone without first being physically attacked or aggressed. Like I said, yeah, and that's the point I made just a second ago. Unless you're being physically attacked. If you're being physically attacked, you have the right to defend yourself, but give men the same respect. So, correct. YS4W says, hey, chat. So, say hello to Donnie for me, even though I just said it. Okay, hurry up and buy. He says, female dog can call me weak, pathetic, or whatever. And call your brother, boyfriend, or whoever play silly games, you win silly prizes. Yeah, because, see, here's what's going to happen. If she hits you and you hit her back, she's going to call a goon to come get you. So, like, philosophically speaking, it might as well be worth it. If you're going to jail, it might as well be worth it. Teach her a goddamn lesson. I don't recommend that you hit females, but teach them a lesson. Teach them that you just can't go around doing that kind of shit. Soul Provider reacts. What's going on? The nemesis of the old nigga. Yeah. Stoic One says go live in Pakistan or Somalia. Yep. Yeah, okay. So, even though everyone saw what happened, it's all there on video. Everybody can see it clear as day. They presented revisionist history. Tasha K saying stuff like, Tommy used the guy in between them as a shield, which was funny as shit. Because I want to see you in this image. I want y'all to look at this image. This guy right here in between Kangaroo Pouch and Tommy, uh, yeah, he was trying to he actually volunteered to get in between those two to try to, I think that was the security guard to try to stop everything from happening. No, Tommy did not use the girl. No, Tommy did not use the security guard as a shield. He didn't. Now, despite how you may feel about Tommy Sotomayor, right is right. I'm sorry. Everybody saw it, and they sat up there and bold-faced lied in front of everyone. Yeah. Now, for the callers that called in, now I commend the female with the glasses. She told the truth. But Tasha K was trying to make it like, not only did she not have that black female loyalty, they supposed to be loyal to each other because they women. And that's it. No matter what a woman does, you're supposed to be on their side. She was really shaming them for not being on their side. Oh, you don't know what a woman goes through in this country. And then it just started going off on her. And just really just disrespected the guests who took the time to come up and share their thoughts and opinions on the topic after she said all of that bullshit. Yes. And then okay. And then after that, Jessica X. You know what though? A lot of people had their feelings about Jessica X, and a lot of that shit just comes from the fact that she makes so much money per stream. And let's just be brutally honest about that. And even I've said a couple things about it. I've always constantly stated that you can't argue with people on what they do with their money. People can do what they want with their money. And black men on this platform have to create value if they want the same results, which means that we got to bust our asses. But again, this is what makes us a very strong, tenacious group of people. And this is why I don't understand women saying that black men are coddled. We are not coddled, and there are so many examples of that just within this space. One thing I'll say is the black men in this space are being held to standard because there are males and females, men and women within the space that don't like the rhetoric that is pushed within the space by the men. That's a huge example of black man accountability. It's a huge example of that. Holding our feet to the fire for the things that we say on this platform. Shoot. Like I say, I don't get it. I don't get it, and I won't ever get it. I'm sorry. But hey, you know what? That's the way it is. Bunch of shaming language. I want to know one thing. Why is it that they're always saying that when you disagree with them that we hate our moms, that we hate our aunties, our sisters, our cousins, our daughters, our female dogs that we walk, to use the bathroom and all this stuff. We hate everything female. But the second we say y'all are misandrous, y'all hate men, which it kind of seems like they do. Then the first man they bring up is their father. Oh no, I don't hate black men because my father is a black man. Yep, I heard that one this past about 2 times. I hear it about 2 or 3 times every week. Oh no, I don't hate black men. My son is black. Oh yeah, the son that you can't teach how to read? Okay, yeah, tell me some other bullshit. So, okay, one thing that she did that I don't appreciate any woman doing is trying to tell men how to be men. We don't need any help with that. How are these women going to tell men how to be men when they don't know how to raise their own sons? And I say that, with all intensive purposes, because you don't know how to read you don't know how to raise your sons first, because according to you, black men are problematic. They're your biggest predator, which means that every black man or every black male baby that comes out of their vagina, they're raising to be predatory, since we're their biggest predator after all. But okay, Omega Dreads Gaming Channel. What's going on? Thanks for showing up. Look at Stoic One. Jess is me mate. Oh yeah. You're from you're from overseas, Stoic One. I did actually hear you speak on the B1 Network channel. Yeah, those guys. All right, Man Cold TV. What's going on? Is this so y'all think in a country like Russia where folks come up missing just for saying anything bad about a man in power, a chick like this is gonna get away with punching dudes? No, these chicks don't know. Oh, look at this. Op from the Norm 18. They don't even know what misandry is. Okay, well, let's define what misandry is on this channel, so everybody watching will know what misandry is. And I'm sure with everyone watching, I have a pretty intelligent, level-headed audience. So misandry is just basically a hatred for men, a hatred for the male gender. Yeah, just like misogyny is a hatred for the female gender. But, which narrative is more pushed? Ayatollah Black Martian. What's going on? Oh, Snuggles 668. What's going on? Thanks for showing up. Yeah. So anyway, all right. So let me, for the females that's watching right now, and that's gonna watch the replay. You can't tell me how to be a man. That is not your responsibility. And stop using that as a shaming tactic, because everything that a lot of these women say what a man should be is only to benefit them and not the man itself. I mean, and that lets me know why your sons are falling short, because you don't teach your sons to be efficient for themselves. You only teach them to be efficient for you, to be totally dependent upon you. And you shouldn't be teaching them that, period. My dad didn't teach me that. And I'm sure a lot of you didn't get taught that with having a father present as well. But hey. Snuggle 668 is very interesting to see if people put their feelings away for a person they may not like and see the injustice that occurred that everybody wants to just put to the side. I'm glad you brought that up, Snuggles, because it's like this. A lot of people just flat out don't like Tommy Sotomayor. They just don't. And however you feel about the reasons that they don't, right is right. You should not be putting your hands on anyone. No matter how hated a person is, if you hit that person, they have the right to act. They have the right to act on you within the confines of the law. And he could have just well hit her back, because the narrative he pushes is equal rights, equal rights and equal lefts. And I think a lot of people would agree. Now, the one thing that the woman with the glasses say is, okay, you just can't go around hitting men. This is the one in the interview that went on right before Jessica X. You just can't go around hitting men and not expect something to happen back. And she was like, I fought plenty of men. And then they tried to, and then Tasha K tried to make it like that she had been through some kind of trauma of some type. And I'm just really trying to shame her experience and try to invalidate what she was saying. Which is crap. But yeah. And I mean the lies, just lied, just lied. Like just saying, just anywhere from saying that Tommy used the guy as a shield to just the title of the live stream itself and how it's worded. So, let's see. hybrid catastrophic impact X83rd power. She get on the Bellator stream, being all political too. She got banned. I'm a mod there too. LOL. Okay. All right. Yeah, and also everybody, is like people, and really people are on their moral compass because, okay, if they're saying stuff like this girl Shay is a prostitute basically, which Jessica X busted her and said that, hey, you know what, on your live stream said if Tommy would have came right with the money, um if Tommy would have came right with the money, she would have had sex with him, which, yeah, does make her a prostitute. Prostitute is a woman that uses sex in exchange for money or gifts, and people really got on their high horse about that, and, I get it. If you are not Tommy is an infamous trick. He does trick. So, judging her based on the fact that she's a prostitute, they was using the harshest word they could, prostitute, and kind of not judging him on the fact that he's a trick, maybe might be just a little bit unfair. It might be a little bit unfair, but it is kind of funny trying to take up for her, in the face of all of that. So here we are again. Right is right and wrong is wrong. All right, we got a super chat from the Roger Report. He said they say they love their sons, but won't even let their sons have a relationship with his father. They say they love their sons, but barely know the man, if they know him at all. It's very interesting. All right, Princessa, what's going on? Man Cold TV said this chick said herself she fucks dudes for money the first time she was on Fresh and Fit. Oh boy, I tell you how they forget so quickly. I mean, because I will say this, the internet is forever. It's forever. So, let me see. And Mega Dregs, he said Snuggles agree, but destruction comes before creation. Okay, Snuggle said something. I mean, it's in the chat. Okay, Snuggle668, my problem is not what the woman says. My problem is that a lot of men go along with it and not understanding it is all for their destruction at the same time. Oh, here's one thing you gotta understand: a lot of men are just playing in denial. Like they're in denial. They're scared of the truth. They're scared of females because the way we have been conditioned to operate. When you've been spent from day one saying that, from day one you're taught that you shouldn't do this to a female. You shouldn't say that to a female. You should open a door for a female. Don't be rude to a female. Don't say this. Don't say that. Don't ask a woman her age. Women and children first. We have been conditioned constantly into that. And when we're in a position to where we have to tell them the truth, then that makes us the bad guy. A lot of the reason why the space gets so much heat is, like I said, they're not used to hearing that. And I kind of blame our fathers and our grandfathers for that. Now, well, not my grandfather. My grandfather was a rock. But, yeah. But, but like I said, my dad, that may be another story. I got all the respect for him in the world. He was my dad was one of the hardest workers on the planet. He did what he had to do for his sons. But, wow, some of the things that, like I said, a lot of these grown men would tell us, it's just like, it would be advantage them, disadvantage us. But, all right. So, thanks for the super chat, the Roger Report. Thank you for the super chat. So, Tell you what, I'm gonna go open up this panel real quick. Let me know what your thoughts are. But listen up, black men. Listen up. We have to start countering this in a more intelligent way than what we have done in the past. Is calling them bitches and hoes, and that's kind of funny, but that's not very effective. And it can come off as disrespectful, even if they are acting like bitches and hoes. But if anybody would like to come up and share their thoughts and what they believe about this situation, maybe there's a couple things that I haven't said, or there's a couple things that I might have missed. Hey, remind me of that, and we can discuss it. But listen up. They believe that women should stick together. Even if they are wrong, they believe women should stick together. So why can't us men have that same kind of resolve? I will at least say that about them. So, Stoic One, responding to Omega Dreads Gaming. That is, and I read his comment. That is why I always need to know where you are. I must avoid your complete destruction at all costs. Yeah, I say somebody been watching Peacemaker, but at the end of the day, like I said, you shouldn't be. Look, no one should put their hands on anyone. And I will say this. Oh yeah, Tommy is suing this girl. Tommy is pressing charges, and from what I hear, she's countersuing. Good luck with that, because you can't countersue with lies. All of it is on video. And shout out to Bernard Riley. Uh, he said that more of this to come. Period. They're actually gonna sit up there and lie about shit when there's actually definitive proof. So, hybrid catastrophic impact X83rd power. He said the good thing is channels like this help promote these conversations. The more black men have these discussions, the better off we will be in the long run. Yeah, it needs to happen, and that was totally my intention for even coming to this platform, to start a sensible conversation with black men, because I'm going to be one of the ones to say that, yes, black men, we do have our issues. We do, but I would say as individually, we are better than them. And, you can say all you want, you can disagree with that, but you're going to have a hard time with that shit. All right. Let me see something real quick. Oh, Chaos Rain is up here. All right. All right, what's going on, Chaos Rain?
What's good? What's good? What's good? My thoughts, and I hear echoes.
Oh, you hear an echo? Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, I'm sorry. Shoot, do you have, because I don't hear an echo over
All
here.
right, let me see if I talk. Hold on, let me see. Hello. I hear it. I'm gonna make sure my YouTube's not on. Give me a second.
Okay, yeah,
No,
cause
it's not on. It's not on. So it's you. You're in.
okay. Well, it ain't me, but if you can at all speak, go right ahead. Without the distraction.
All right, let me jump down and jump back up, see if it corrects it.
Okay. All right. Cool. All right. I have 38 likes. And I have says I have 40 watching. So there is someone that hasn't pressed that like button. So please, if you haven't, please hit that like button. You know. All right. Manco TV says she should learn from Tasha K. Case with Cardi B. Line don't work in court. Boo boo. LOL.
All right, let me see it.
Did that
All
fix
right,
the problem?
well, no, we're gonna have to go through it because I'm not sure why it's doing that. I'm on my laptop. But anyway, my intake. Um, I said this last night. I don't like it when both of us engage in physical violence toward each other in regards to resolving simple altercations. And it's very bad for the women and think it's normal that they should be doing this. And they never really think and rationalize that no other group of women do this besides within our group. If I had to really go and do deep research to find videos and count videos of other racial groups of women attacking their men, I barely surprise more than 10 or 20 if they're present. But when we come to us, you could find almost thousands of videos. And a lot of women think this is normal behavior because in their mind that acting and conducting himself like a man is normal when towards your black man. And black men should eat it and take it. We should find that problematic. Like seriously, Kev, very problematic. But it goes back to show that when the black men, especially black mans here as a whole, talk about the accountability piece, they're not lying. Even to the point now where this woman is in her mid-20s now, and to find that she carries herself a certain way. And I did watch snippets of Tasha K's interview with her and people that called up. One woman feel that she'd been fighting men her whole life, her brothers, her uncles, her fathers. And it makes me think, which man in his right state of mind is having his own daughter get into fights within the family, especially with brothers, whether it's play fight or not. I find that problematic, bro. I know women are supposed to defend themselves, but we should not be engaged in this type of behavior where there's no control, where women is going to start engaged in violence to resolve her problems. Why do you think a lot of them fight amongst each other violently now in the streets? It's not ladylike. Now, if you're going to have to engage in some form of mortal combat, I like to call it, it should be in regards that someone's attacking you, you have to protect yourself. No one says you're supposed to be the aggressor every time and think no one's going to be aggressive to you. That's not how the world works. In America, they might think they're safe, and I'm just only using it loosely. But outside America, women know in their right mind they can't just go duke up with a man. I think that's going to end well. So that's my little short take. And there's many scenes of the videos, the in close parts of this. So yeah.
I mean, it's clear as day on the fucking video what happened. And it's just like, I don't understand why anybody would see it any other kind of way unless they're just trying to, unless they just believe that everyone is fucking stupid. And I do mean that in the most sincere way. Indigenous TV, what's going on?
Mm-hmm.
Op from the Norm 18, what's going on? Yeah, man. So, okay, since Tommy is suing, what do you think is going to happen? Do you think? I mean, with Tommy being clearly being assaulted, I do believe he has a case. But what do you believe?
I think I don't believe I know is that he has a case towards this chick. I know one particular content creator covered this, and she said best that ladies, if you're going to engage it, it's not going to end well because there's no law, especially in this country, that they said that you have the right to sit there engage in physical harm to anybody because of verbal attacks. And that's what she engaged in. She engaged in actual physical altercation with Tommy because of a verbal words towards her. And in the court of law, they don't really give you the leeway that you're the right in that, because you have to compose yourself as a person, not no beast or savage. Because somebody said "fuck you," you're gonna go throw fists in your face. Now, mind you, Kev, when women say other things towards other women, they know what's gonna happen. There's gonna be threat of violence where there's gonna be serious injury, not death most of the time. But when a man engage in verbal altercations, it takes a lot before a man has to really, has to really prepare himself to really engage in combat with another man. Because when men and men engage in fights, is usually the last straw, hypothetically, over the average. Today, I don't know if I can say that now because most of these dudes are raised by fucking women, bitches. So now they're gonna move and operate like a female. And anytime I say something, they want to either fight you, stab you, or shoot you because they move and operate for emotion like a woman. And I'll be honest, most of these boys that become men, they feel there's some consequence of restraining their actions because other men are saying certain things to them. That's what I'm noticing. So that's what I'm saying.
Uh, yeah, Indigenous TV says even Cynthia G had to agree with Tommy on this one. All
She
right.
had to. She had to. And
Yeah.
the reason why she had to, because as much as she's using her platform just to create a more bigger audience to make that money, which everybody should, that she has to use the logic of the day, watch it closely. And rather women feel a way of her answer or not, they can't really argue because she has to look at the thing from holistic and say, yeah, I would give you some credit and say that he's wrong, but I'm watching and there's no wrong because at the end of the day, you had to conduct yourself like a woman, a lady, or what you want to call yourself, feminine. This is not considered feminine. This is animalistic. So
Okay. Yeah. So, what do you think about the victimhood of this entire situation? Why are they always trying to make themselves out to be the victim? You know.
because they hope they find someone that will rescue them. Because if you're a victim, somebody has to come save you, right? A simp has to come save you. What they call it? One of them black, what white knights? What they want to call them? Must come and save because they're the victim, and someone's to come and be that hero flying from the sky to save them because I can't defend myself. Save me, save me, save me. I'm the victim. So that's the best tool to get some so-called beta male to come save them.
Mm.
You've seen it. No times, Kev. Women said he did me something. So when a man comes say, I'm coming to your rescue.
Yeah, and that is just sad. Now, it just. I mean, look, listen up to the guy, like to these guys that are simps. I mean, what kind of women are in your family? You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? And a lot of these simps is like, I know that the women in their family have to be level headed because why are they always goddamn trying to feel like they gotta save some woman online? Something's not right in the head, if you ask me. But shoot, let me hybrid catastrophic impact X83rd power. They claim victimhood for attention too. Women love attention like an orgasm. Ooh,
Mm. That's the best way of saying it.
yeah.
Again,
You
now.
know the irony of that statement.
Yeah.
Tommy always says is with BWs is DNA. They always want dick and attention. Oh man, so like I said, truer words haven't been spoken, but you know what? The night's not over yet.
Mm.
All right. Well, let me check something out real quick. Let me see how I'm looking on these likes. All right. Let's see. All right, just one moment. Thanks for, like I said, for all of you watching, and thanks for sticking by me. You guys really are the greatest. Oh, we got 43 likes. All right, so that's pretty good ratio. But it's still the possibility of everyone watching, there's still someone who hasn't pressed that like button. So please hit that like button. The algorithm likes that kind of thing. And if you hit dislike, I'll play my little stupid video. So,
You're
yeah.
not going to see this light, but you know that the light is there.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I kind of regret they removed dislikes. Dislikes such a good tool, but they said because a lot of women can't handle dislike because it bothers their psyche, they want to commit suicide. So I get it. So YouTube said, all right, we're just going to get rid of dislike.
Well, stay off the goddamn internet.
They can't because remember,
Log the fuck
women
off.
need
Log.
attention. They'll die without the attention. Oh, I need attention.
Oh, yeah. All right, Indigenous TV says Ramil is right, by the way. Tommy needs to sue her and Tasha K. Yeah, let me tell you something. They'll use the law against you at any time.
Oh yeah.
They'll use the law, they'll use narratives, they'll use the media, they'll use anything to drag you down. to press charges does not make you a snitch. It just say, hey, you know what? Equality. You know, if you assault me, you got to get punished to the fullest extent of the law, like I would, because we live in a society. Even if you look at a female cross-eyed, I mean, she could be cussing you out, put the finger in your face. And there could be men around. They're not gonna move. They're probably gonna laugh. Oh man, she got you, man. She got you. The second you blink your eyes, they get up like, nah, man, nah, dog, no, no, we gotta calm down now. Yeah, it's not until you do something. I mean, or you even look like you moved to do something. So that's how society looks at you automatically. They look at you like you're just supposed to take the shit. You're supposed to just take it. You're supposed to take the bullying, And female bullying is different from male bullying because they use their advantages as a female. You know, since men have been mostly taught that you can't hit women, you can't curse women out, you can't, and even in 2022, you can't even call women out on their bad behavior, or they'll accuse you of all kinds of shit. You're bashing black women, you hate black women, all this other
Your
crap.
mama's black.
Your mama black.
That bullshit.
I mean, that shit's old as fuck. Like it's old as fucking Moses. Goddamn. This is let's see, hybrid catastrophic impact X83rd power. Told my little sisters that I would maul a man that puts hands on them, but if they assault him first, I'm not getting involved. You know what? I hate that Tasha K kept asking the women that basically told this scallywag that, look, you shouldn't put your hands on anybody. She kept saying shit like, what if it was your daughters? What if it was your daughters? I mean, first thing I'm going to say is she should know better, because I'm really teaching her is, even though that she might be a little tough one at times, it did, she kind of like, she does this little thing where she like tries to trick me so she can kind of pop me in the face a little bit, like in my jaw. I mean, them licks are getting harder, so, I might have to, you need to calm your little ass down. But one thing that I do teach her is, don't try to fight no boys. Don't try to fight boys because they are physically stronger than you. You should not be putting your hands on anybody, because if they do anything to you, I'm not gonna and this is with my daughter, I'm not gonna care. It's just that we all have that family bias. Like, if it's my daughter, definitely, but you need to be in the process of doing the right thing as all of this happens. It's like, don't be starting shit with nobody, because see, you're gonna get your dad put in jail. So that's what I want to do. I want to teach her that she has to do right by people. A lot of parents out there aren't teaching their kids, especially their daughters, to do right by people, and especially in single mom homes. They're obviously not teaching their sons a goddamn thing, except for, treat women better. I'm your mama. Treat your mama better. Not to build and develop him as a free-thinking, productive human being, but to do things that puts them at an even greater advantage. Raising a little simp, that'll go out there and start hurting people because he doesn't understand. Yeah, he doesn't understand why, his feelings and his emotions were never considered. So he lashes out when he gets older and he gets too big for his mom to control, and then it ends up inadvertently creating this predator that they complain about. So let me look at this chat. Indigenous TV. That simp defense force is strong in our society. Men have completely tapped out and bent the knee. Hybrid catastrophic impact X83rd power. Kev, you might have to wear protective headgear because your daughter is getting stronger. Them punches upgrading. LOL. Well, she has a really strong dad, and I'm not just bragging. Chip off the old block. But like I said, I have to teach her, because of the society that we live in, that, you just don't run up on guys. Because daddy doesn't want to have to kill anyone. And, I know I got at least a decade and a half of, I'm well, maybe 20, maybe 30 years, because I saw a 70-year-old man doing pull-ups on the internet the other day. And, hey, I might be able to do that myself, but I know I got at least 20 good physical years left in me. So, hey, you know what? If I can get her to a level headed, balanced type of way before that happens, shit, I'll be fine. But, Sexy Red TV, what's going on? I did drop in on your broadcast last night. And yeah, that particular content creator is dumb as fuck. I swear to God. I mean, wow. And it's that same victimhood, like that particular content creator that Sexy Red TV was talking about last night is always Victimhood Olympics. It's always Victimhood Olympics. And going back to that little simp statement that Indigenous TV made of like these simps will go on her program, on her platform, and try to justify the shit anywhere from try to justify the shit that she's saying to try to soft talk her. What I consider soft talking is, trying to splain to her. First off, by peacocking. You know how dudes be peacocking.
Mm-hmm.
Is like, okay, I'm this, I'm that, I do this. I'm not the dudes that you're talking about. Like one dude came up there, well, I make 6 figures a year, so I'm qualified for the situation. And then the other guy was like, well, I hit the pavement, and the black men that I know aren't like the black men that you described. I'm not soft talking bitches like that. I'm
Mm-hmm.
not doing it. I'm like, look, if you really think of me that way, hell, I'll be the fucking jerk that you think I am. It's very easy for me to pull that shit off. Like, I ain't soft talking nobody. If you're saying stupid shit, you should be held accountable for saying that stupid shit. Why are we letting people slide with saying stupid shit just because they're fragile? Like, they're fragile people. I don't allow fragile men to say stupid shit, and I'm not going to allow Miss Andrews to say stupid shit either. Yeah, look at Sexy Red TV. She said it had to be done. The projection was real. Bunker TV, what's going on? Check his channel out at the Bunker TV. I'm not pulling any punches with stupid people. I'm sorry. So don't be stupid around me. And that's for your
Mm-hmm.
homie. And that's for your homie too, Chaos Rain. I
Yeah.
mean, it's saying,
I know.
I mean, god damn. Like somebody was like, oh, like they was talking about him trying to dig at me. Oh, that's why he doesn't respect you. I'm like, I don't give a fuck about this dude's respect. What the fuck is wrong with you? He should give a fuck about mine. Like that stupid ass shit.
Yeah.
Shit. Hold on one second. I got somebody backstage that hasn't been up here before. It's a familiar name, but we gotta put up the overlay.
Yeah. Put it.
All right. All right. It's Man Cold TV. What's going on?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, man. What's going on?
Yeah, what's up, man? How you
It's not.
doing?
It's not an echo, is it?
No, I hear you clear.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, man. I'm. This is a, subject, man, that I'm very passionate about, man. Dealing with just black women in general. Um, can you still hear me? Yo, kid.
Yeah, we can hear you. We can hear
Okay,
you.
you good? Okay.
Yeah,
All
we're
right.
good.
Yeah. So just dealing with black women, man, and we know it's not all, but most. I say, with these kind of confrontational situations. Um, this is my motto right now, man. Black men are talking, black women are swinging. Black men are trying to speak logic and they're trying to speak all of this, well, you should do this and you should like those women, they don't want to hear that. This chick did not care about no logic. She didn't care about reasoning. She was going to do what she was going to do and say what she was going to say, regardless of what Tommy was talking about. And this situation was going to end how it ended. And that's just how it was going to be. It wasn't going to end any other kind of way than how it ended.
It seemed like she was looking for the shits because, like, from what I saw, She seemed like she was completely calm up at a certain point in the show. Now, I don't usually tune in to Fresh and Fit. I don't, but and in fact, I do remember looking at my feed, and I was like, "Oh, Fresh and Fit got Tommy on," but shortly after that, I went to sleep, and then I wake up, is all this shit that happened, you know. But yeah, but here's the thing: they just expect us to just take it on the chin, and that's not right. You that's something that you should not take advantage of, because there are brothers out there that are plain tired of that shit. It ain't like this shit just started happening like 2 days ago. This shit's been going on for quite some time. And it's about time that it stopped. Now, I'm not saying physically threaten the bitches. I'm just saying you have every right to defend yourself because you've been lied to.
No, I agree. Like, it's time for black men to stop appeasing black women, because man, black men in America, man, we as a whole, we are too nice. That's our problem. Like, you have a lot of men of other races, man, when they're dealing with their women, they stand on their square. Like, you're gonna do what you're supposed to do as a woman within our culture, or the women of the other women of their culture are going to get at them. And if they can't reason with the women, then the men are going to step in and they're going to have to do what they got to do, whatever they got to, however they handle it, they make sure that their women stay in line. Because I lived in a few different countries, and the women were not acting crazy like this, how they act in America. All this trying to fight and fighting folks and trying to fight men, fighting other women. Like, I never seen this nowhere else, man, besides the U.S., not to this level and to this degree. Like, these women have been allowed to act like this, and now it's just out of control.
So, what do you think of this comment that gentleman rated? By the way, gentleman rated, thanks for stopping by. He said, if a woman gets in your face, pepper spray her. Save the fist for the simps and white knights that want to play captain. Save a hoe. So, should black men start carrying pepper spray?
They need to do something, man. We gotta do something, man, to let you know. You gotta stand on your square, and if you say something, stand on it. Like, if you tell a woman, you're not gonna go for this, or you're not gonna go for that, you're not gonna talk to me like that, stand on it. And if she don't comply, then leave her alone. It's a lot of dudes, man, they'll say that, but then a woman won't comply, and they'll still try to reason with her. A lot of brothers still gonna try to work with her, and man, still argue with her. Like, in that situation, Tommy really should have just stopped arguing with her. Yes, it was too much arguing going back and forth. He should have just stopped talking to her and just left it alone, man, because it just got too much into that, man. And that's a woman's realm, that arguing back and forth stuff, man. That's what women like. They love that.
Okay, all right. Oh, we just got Judge Dre in the house, but before I let him have the floor, because he's very versed in Tommy. It's a damn shame that we got to start advising black men to carry pepper spray. But I mean, shit, it might become necessary here in the very, very near future because of shit like this. Now, what's going on, Judge Dre?
What's going on?
Shit, what's going on? What you got to say, bro?
I mean, when it comes to how these women acting now, I got an echo. Is that somebody or is that me?
No, it's Roger. No, it's Cap. Sorry.
Okay, but yeah, I said, shit. I mean, what do you expect with these women having so much power and control? They think that they can do anything. And I'm not even gonna lie. Y'all feel you equal, so I hate to say, hey, you want to step up and fight? Yeah, when you get beat down, just you saw it coming. And I'm not even gonna lie. I actually condone things that are not recommended by YouTube's algorithm, because sometimes that's the best way to solve a problem. Because sometimes people get out of hand, and they realize the only way to get them back in hand is to get them get that stick, as they say. Trying to clean it up a little bit.
So you're trying to keep from saying these hands.
Well, it's just the truth. I'm not gonna lie. A couple good public, like when they show them videos, a good public, like furniture being rearranged in your mouth, having that happen a couple times, and people see, well, God dog, this person used to look like this, now they look like that, and now they're not attracting as many men as they were. I mean, that's, I hate to say, that hurts them more than anything. I mean, if they step up to damage you, your reputation is already shot. So you already make sure that, you know, their sexual marketplace value took a big dive after that fight. You might as well make it to where they lose some of the free privileges of being cute.
Oh yeah, and
Plain and simple. I ain't gonna lie. Like I get into an incident with a famous chick or whatever, anybody that do like that, I'm gonna make sure that you know that your face is totally rearranged. And so that way you gonna see what it's like to be pretty and then be ugly.
shit. Oh yeah, hey, but let me give a shout out to the Southeast Dusty, man. What's going on? I ain't seen you in a minute, man. Good to see you. Southeast Dusty. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Go ahead though.
yeah, I mean that's the thing that we need to really go on, because I'm telling you, you're gonna see you've seen it already, be a very uptick in violence and crime done by women, and it's gonna be, you know, in the future, it's going to be women out here doing so much crime because, one, they get 40% less jail time when they do any type of event. They're going to start running amok with this. Like, if I was back into the organized crime and shit like that again, oh, I'd get all women to do all my dirt. Why is that? Because most of the time, they won't even get brought up on charges. I've seen so many women, like, hit people with cars and stuff like that. It never even made it to court. I mean, you understand what I'm saying? Like, you know, and a fact, you do anything, the state will pick up the charges on you, even if the broad don't. Everybody's so quiet.
Dusty, man, what's going
Hello?
on? I ain't seen you in a minute.
I hear you, Judge. You there? Yeah, I hear you. Yeah, we get it. We get it. You know, it's funny, Judge. You know, they're starting to lock up more women now because there's some data now showing that there's more women, especially, you know, the sisters that are getting locked up more now out here, and they're not being very kind to the justice system now. If you think about
Well,
it.
this is the problem, though. As we still look at it as in the same point of views. So yeah, they're starting to get locked up more. But imagine how many. This is what I'm trying to say. Imagine how many of the cases don't even make it to a case.
Yeah.
Like there was a case here. I remember a woman ran over her baby daddy right here on my street. It made the news and all like that.
Oh,
and then
wow.
by the time it was all finished, she drove up, like did miss the house, and drove way over the grass to run this dude over and hit him with the car, severed 2 of his fingers, everything. Happened like across the street. Like if you look the video up, you can see one of my neighbors on TV talking about it. Okay. After they're all said and done, even though she was trying to kill, got out the car talking shit, yeah, it's her dad like this. When it's all said and done, it went down this. Oh, it was just a freak accident and the accelerator pedal got pushed by accident.
Please.
And I'm like, for real? You didn't hit none of these houses. You drove up, turned directly. But you understand, a lot of cases never even went that far. And I'm like, to know that shit like that happens, I mean, I ain't gonna lie. Hey, man, you got equal rights. You got equal rights. Don't treat them as that anymore. And I told men don't realize we should use the Me Too movement as our advantage. No, you guys are feminism is equal to Me Too. Now I don't deal with you at all. The only time I deal, I mean, plain and simple, you don't do nothing for a woman. Nothing unless you're getting paid or laid. If you're not getting paid or laid, you don't deal with them. I mean, it's easier for the men that way. You realize how much a burden that takes off your chest when you do nothing nice for a woman unless you're getting paid or laid.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not even gonna lie. It's a pretty good thing.
It's actually a fair exchange.
Right. I'm getting paid or laid. No freebies no more. Like you pull up on the side of the road, somebody need a jump. Hey baby, you need a jump? Oh yeah. Well, that'd be $25. And then she say, oh, I ain't got no money. Oh, you a chick. chick, I'm pretty sure somebody can cash app you some money. Now, one of the dudes you playing, I'm pretty sure you got a dummy in the friend zone. He'll send you some money now. I'm not. Otherwise, I don't need to talk to you. I don't need to hold no conversation because why? I bought a lottery ticket yesterday. I could hit the lottery tomorrow, and your dumb ass say that I sexually assaulted you when I gave you a jump. I'm not risking nothing for you. Like literally, this is the problem. We've made it to the fact where they believe all women, and they don't. A woman can be a known liar. Like I hate to say it, in this thing, you got to take Tommy's side. I mean, what the broad? I mean, yeah, he egged her on, but no offense. If you don't like the broad, I've done the same thing. She was talking shit. He was talking shit back. As soon as you throw a blow, you deserve to beat down. And I mean, this is my thing. Everybody keeps saying, well, she couldn't have done that much damage or this, that, and the other. Well, you don't get to decide my level of retaliation. You might say something wrong, and then I might make you disappear. See, that's why I said you shouldn't have done what you did. Cause and effect. I mean, you can't get, and I'm telling people all the time, you can't determine anybody's retaliation. You know, some people say, oh, well, violence is not the answer. I tell people all the time, it may not be the answer and it may not solve anything, but I hate to tell you something, it makes me feel better. And that's what matters more than anything.
So what you saying? Might as well win the fight, huh?
Well, I mean, I got to show you the video. A dude hit my car about a month and a half ago. And the little young boy's in the car. He didn't see me go off. And I just told him, I'm tired of the bullshit and all kept going on. We was across the street from the police station. I got to show you the video one day. I just told him, I said, dude, I'm just going to let you know. Your insurance ain't good. You try to get back in this car, I'm going to beat the shit out your ass. And I'm just going to let you know. I'm calling it out. I'm letting you know. And he looked across the street to the police station. I told him, you think I give a fuck? Well, that ain't going to solve nothing. I told him, no, it ain't going to solve shit. But it's going to make me feel better. I'm going to take the money out your ass. It just goes like that. And I said, it makes me feel better. And that's all that matters.
Oh, yeah.
Well, let me ask y'all a question, man. Like, okay, like look at this picture right here. That's what I said before. Like, black men are talking, black women are swinging. Like, look, my man Tommy, he's sitting there still talking. She's standing up, got the mic in her hand, ready to knock his block off.
Okay? Right, that was actually a deadly weapon. That could actually be a weapon. I ain't even gonna lie. He would have been lucky if that would have been me. I'd have knocked after she picked up the mic to do that. She swung over him. She knew exactly what she was doing. She swung over the dude to hit Tommy.
Exactly. Now,
one of the things that you men need to do, because I'm gonna tell you, this is what that nigga needed to do. As soon as you trying to stop a woman from doing that, as soon as she swing over the nigga to hit the nigga behind you, you step the fuck out the way and let her get her ass. You know,
get out. Yep, that's exactly what should have happened.
That's what I'm gonna say. Instead of start saying, I'm gonna say cold violet. That's what they say in the hospital. When something happens, cold violet. You let them have coke with cold violet.
I'm with you, dog.
I mean, that a couple. I ain't gonna lie. They not gonna change their ways until a couple more cold violets happen. Mm-hmm. Cold violet start happening 5 and 6 times. You see videos of people just getting stomped down, and they realize, wait a minute, we're not as strong as these men. Maybe we need to stop hitting them. Because like right now, it's like, you know, and then you got dumbass people like Tasha K talking about, oh yeah, this. I'm like, wait a minute, bro. All you are is another motherfucking liar. I mean, goddamn, you think that I see what your next move is this. You realize that your credibility is shot. So now you're gonna start pandering to brawls and see if you can get people back that way. Your credibility is shot, broad. You know, you lost everything right there. Your credibility is shot. You lost in court. Everything else, you're done. Anybody believe a word out of your mouth is a damn fool.
Yeah. When I watched that interview was atrocious. Like,
and the bitch, what if he gave? I'm like, bitch, what if? I'm like, what if your dude walked in the room right now and cold violent upside your head? What if? I mean, we keep going these what if. I mean, y'all, I sit up here and laugh how these women are trying to justify everything. And that's why I sit up here and say the only way that they're going to really be brought back in check is the ride. They not going to change no type of way. Some people going to have to be like, well, wait a minute. This might be one of them new age dudes that don't mind that. It's not going to be too many dudes that's going to jump in and help you. Most of the dudes right now are letting you let you get a beat down. I mean, it's really serious, man. Hey, look, it ain't worth it. I can miss a day at work because I'm trying to be a good citizen. I go home with a cut. Say you fall, get a cut on your leg. Now you can't work for a week while you're waiting for your stitches and shit to heal. While that bitch will be slobbing on somebody else's knob that afternoon. All that for a woman that ain't yours. I'm not doing none of that crap. You're not my woman. I don't risk nothing for you. Period.
But like I said, I posed that question, man. I mean, I'm gonna ask all of y'all. Do y'all think black men in America are too nice to black women?
Yes, definitely.
That's the still what they operate on. And then the fact is, you go to show you how too nice. You could be known liar, like the bitch sat on the couch with all that shit and still get all that money. Known liar. Then they come up and say none of that shit. Anybody like say we did some shit like that, the media, they would try to find something, a way to put us in jail. Say if it was me got up and did a big old fraud thing and you caught me, ain't no way I'm walking away without being put in jail. I'm going to jail, right?
Facts.
I mean, what? I mean, especially if I get any type of serious money, they're not going to if they don't get you on that, they're going to get you on what they call a technicality. Fine, we can't get you on that case, but we'll find something else that you did. The average one of us commits a couple felonies a year. So if they want to put your ass away from something, they can.
Yeah, because they get to cash in on advantages and power. It's like,
well, I sit here and laugh, but I mean, like look, you already men. I'm not gonna lie, men should just fine. Since as they say, average dudes ain't shit. Good. This is what you need to realize. Okay, fine. You ain't shit. The women don't care because you ain't making $200,000 and $300,000 a year plus. So fine, this is what you do. Since you average and don't care, don't worry about them no more. Like as soon as you take away all the free shit that they get for just being a woman, just from men and all like that, I mean, literally, that'll knock them down a lot of notches. I mean, like literally, where they get into a fight with somebody and there's 5-6 dudes walking by while somebody's jumping up and down on top of them, and not in a good way, and people don't even stop to bat an eye. Then that'll bring everything real back. It was like 20 men there, and not one dude said, "Calm down, man." They just kept walking. Ain't my woman.
Yeah, shout out to Prime VA757 and Kareem Not Karen. What's going on? Thanks for stopping by. Yeah, but this broadcast is called I forgot the name of my own broadcast. Tasha, Tommy, and Tina. Black men versus the Victimhood Olympics.
Well, I sit there and laugh at these motherfuckers. I'm like, okay, for real. How the fuck are y'all victims? This is what I want to know. How many homeless shelters y'all got compared to us? Somebody playing music in the background?
I muted.
Okay. Yeah. How many homeless shelters are compared to us? Okay. How many programs do they have for you? Like, say the motherfuckers that ain't paid their rent and shit and lost their mortgage. How many programs that you qualify for just being a woman? Let alone when you go to any of those places, mostly run by women. So basically, the women even put down. They tell them exactly what to say to get the damn grants and all the bullshit. I mean, imagine right now, Kevin, if I told you, here you go, Kevin. I'm gonna make sure that you have a bare minimum amount of food for the month. I'm gonna make sure that you ain't put out on the street homeless, and you ain't got to worry about that shit. Imagine what you could do.
It sounds like
a shelter over your head, and you know that no matter what, goddamn, they're gonna have a minimum amount of food. Think about it, Kevin. Your ass gets sick for 3-4 weeks now. You probably gonna be standing here with a cup in your hand. I mean, like, imagine, like, you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I understand.
And then on top of that, it ain't gonna be a program out there to help you.
Not at all.
Not at all. The only thing, nigga, and what's so bad is I ain't gonna lie. Niggas gonna look at you as, well, nigga, you better do some type of hustle. Then you wonder why so many niggas out there selling drugs. I understand. Because they know, hey, that's the fallback plan. I mean, I'm not saying condoning it, but hey, sometimes that's all the people know. Hey, if I know that I can't get a job this type of way or that type of way, and that's all I can do, and that's what I'm good at, I probably would.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, but well, like I was saying earlier in the broadcast, I mean, black men, when we stumble and we do reckless shit, we don't have the luxury of having something to fall back on, and it ain't like we can go back and live with our mothers and shit like that because we'll be completely shamed out the fucking frame, and
Definitely.
yeah, that's why that we have to automatically be survivors,
Well, I
and
mean,
because of that, that it because hey, hey, chaos
Yeah.
rain,
Yeah.
whatever you
That
got
was
playing in the background,
Oh,
please turn
I
it
thought
down.
Mike was muted. Sorry. Wait, y'all just
Yeah,
said something.
that's why your mic was muted, but I understand that StreamYard, when the host mutes the mic, then they can't unmute. So just want to make sure you were straight, just in case you wanted to say something.
Yeah, thank you. Hey, let me know because I was swimming back and forth with things. But,
but see, I mean, it's just the fact of this. If you took away, just give an example, give us one of the advantages they have. Give us what they call benefit of the doubt. That don't cost no money. But imagine how many times when hey man, this is what happened, this, that, and the other. And most of the time when you tell a story to anybody, most niggas sitting up there like, yeah, right. I mean, you understand what I'm saying? You already know that.
Oh yeah.
Am I right? Like, especially
Yeah,
do any.
correct.
I hired a gentleman to come work with me. Okay. I put him on. He just got out of he got out of jail earlier this year. Put him on. I gave him a job, this, that, and the other. When I met him, I'm like, okay, cool. He kind of reminded me of my son. He's about 10 years younger than me. So like, I'm like, okay, cool, I understand. And I'm like, oh, dude, I like the dude. But it's like you still see that when a person been in jail for 10 years, they still act like, I told him, I said, it's like you still acting like you're 20 something years old, but you're too old now. And like I was telling him, because he said he want a lot of kids. And I told him, I said, you's a dummy. I said, nigga, you fucking this broad. Like, and I told him, I said, I'm gonna let you know, you on parole, dude. You realize, say something happened and you ain't working, child support's a felony, they can put you in jail for that.
Hmm.
I tell you sitting here fucking with multiple bras and you getting them all love struck. Cause I told him, I said, the reason I like you remind me of my son. And then like a friend of mine, my ex-girlfriend actually met him. She come by because I hired her son to work with me. And so like after she was talking to him, I said, now who's this guy remind you of? And she was like, he remind me of your son. And I said, She was still like, yeah. He said, man, your son. Yep, because you act just like that. I told her, I said, you act like you about 22, 23. Even though I told him, you damn near 35. You don't need to be thinking that way. But you act like a kid. And you sitting up here and still talking about you want to put babies in this woman and this woman. And I told him, I said, you realize, dude, child support is a felony now. I said, think about it. All one of these broads, you fucking this broad, you got this broad pregnant, you done got out of jail, got two buns in the oven already, talking to multiple broads. I said, you realize you're on parole. All the woman got to do say now is come over, start an argument with you and say you hit her. You're going back to jail. Because most broads would be like, well, hey, if I can't have them, I'm going to make sure nobody can. I said, you still playing too reckless and shit. That Me Too and shit, you just got out of jail. You don't realize it. That shit wasn't out when you were young.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, any little accusation 6 months later can turn into you violating your parole, going back to jail. And, I mean, they can sit you down for a couple months while they think about, see what you did. And, I mean, I'm not going to lie. She got that power with a lie. And even if she did tell a lie, they find out it's a lie and you didn't have to do none of that shit, your ass can still sit in jail for months. They're not going to do anything to get to you quick. I told her, I said, you might be a little bit older, but I hate to say something, dude. You're playing young and dumb.
Young and dumb and full of. Oh, wait a minute.
Yeah. Well, he ain't full of it because he done popped it. He done popped it in the other. Because he was telling me, about the one chick that was pregnant, and he's I think I might have another one. I know you're gonna talk about. And I'm like, dude, if anything, I'm gonna buy your ass some condoms. You need to go get a vasectomy. That way you can go pay for next time. Oh no, man, I want to be my he's one of them spiritual persons, my God, and this, that, and the other. And I told her, well, I'm an atheist. And I told her, I said, just give an example. I done helped you out here. You making decent money. I ain't gonna say how much money you making, but you walking in the door making what the average black man makes, and you a felon. And on top of that, you making that money. You making more than the average black man, and you making that money under the table.
Mm.
I said, so think about it. Thank God you met somebody like me, and then I showed you another way to make even more money on the side. I said, thank God. Oh no, if my God put you in. I told you, man, no, my God did that. No, dude, stop giving your credit to God. No, it's the nigga standing right here in front of you cares about your ass. Ain't got nothing to do with that shit. Oh, well, God put you around. Niggas better stop doing all that bullshit because your dumb ass ain't living right. I'm just telling you when it comes to that. Because if it wasn't a nigga in front of you right now or whatever, the nigga who's trying to talk your ass out of keeping pregnant these women so your ass don't end up back in jail.
Hmm. Yeah. And yeah, if you, with all the information at our fingertips, if you impregnate a woman, you got to reap those consequences.
And they don't mind. I mean, they don't mind putting you in jail for bullshit.
Yeah, okay, Greg with the super chat. Really appreciate the support. He said sometimes condoms are the solution. Worked for me. No child support.
I wish I had somebody back then to hit me upside the head like I try to hit these young folks upside the head now.
Yeah, but this is like one of the things the space is for. Is to let the younger crowd know that what you don't have to make them same mistakes that I'd made.
Yeah, but I'm just letting you know where was this? Y'all needed this space back when I was 17, 18, so I could have had a better life.
Shit. Yeah, shit. We needed this space when we were kids. Like,
Right.
I used to be a sneaky little dude and watch shit I wasn't supposed to watch. That's why I have.
But it wasn't.
That's why
You
I
didn't
have
have
a better
live people to
understanding.
talk to though. But think about it, you didn't have live people to talk to, get questions and answers. I mean, like any young dude now can come up and listen and ask us questions and this, that, and the other. And I'm not even gonna lie. As a black man, you need to walk around as you are always guilty. And I mean, people say that's a big burden to carry, but unfortunately, society hasn't changed.
Well, you know
And one
what?
of the things, like, go ahead.
You know what? I don't know if I exactly agree with the whole guilt thing because the whole guilt thing is what got us here in the first place.
Well, I mean, I'm saying doing the like guilt. Don't do it because you're guilty, but always look at it as you always guilty of something. Always look at it as if there's a way for things to go wrong, it will. And I ain't gonna lie, the best protection for a black man is be up, nope, negative Nancy, as they say. No, I'm not even doing that. Nope, not gonna go over there with you because you know this person might say some shit. And I don't need, like I helped one of my friends. Girlfriend needed to get into a house one night. I told her I ain't even gonna lie, dude. Since he was so far away, I'm like, you didn't told me about this broad, and I'm like, I said I'm only doing this as a favor for you. So I'm like, but this is the rule. You got to stay on the phone with me the whole time I'm there. Like, period. That way I need some proof and all this other bullshit. Because I don't want shit coming, like, she could say 6 months later, yeah, your nigga tried to hit on me or whatever. You know what I mean? It's just always dot your I's and cross your T's, especially as a black man with this, because it doesn't matter if you never even brought up on charges. Just them making an accusation kills you.
Oh yeah. I mean, an accusation can destroy your life, and
Mm-hmm.
this is, I believe, the power that women understand they have.
Mm-hmm.
I can walk outside tomorrow and a woman that I wouldn't even recognize to save my life. I mean, and we could have never met.
Mm-hmm.
She can point at me and say that guy did something to me, and
Yep.
I'm in all kinds of shit without proof. Period.
Well,
And
you got to stop being. Especially if you got something to lose. Yeah, that makes it even worse. Like I'm surprised. Like Tommy could get fucked up over this. Like say, you get about wait till he get about doing all this crap. Get 5 or 6 brawls to come out and tell the same lie on his ass.
mm,
I mean, 5, 6 brawls come out like he's sitting up here being reckless with the. I've heard about the people on OnlyFans and shit. Say 5 or 6 brawls come out and make it that same accusation.
mm,
I mean, got to really be careful, man. I mean,
yeah,
because that's all you really need.
Yeah, you gotta be careful with these, and then especially Tommy being Tommy,
Yeah,
and
it
and
makes it. He's an easily hateable person. I
yeah,
mean, it's easy to convict. They'll convict a person on hate alone. I
yeah,
mean, a lot of women think about it. Well, like you see, I burned up all his stuff. Well, what did he do? He shouldn't have cheated. And women are like, "Yep, he shouldn't have, or he shouldn't have done this, or he shouldn't have upset me." Like the women think that basically anything, once they're upset, they're liable to do anything. Oh yeah, I lied on the person, or I said that they touched my kid, or some other crap, whatever. And then this person's not really hateable by a lot of people anyway. I mean, what?
yeah. But Indigenous TV says something. He says, "I'm not bringing a child into this madness. As much as I would love to have a son, I can never do that to an innocent life. The world is too far gone and wicked." Well, I'm 7 years too late on that notion, and the thing is, like with me, I wanted a child. I mean, and I knew that I knew the risk I was gonna have to take. But it's like this: things are a lot worse than they were 7 years ago.
Definitely.
Yeah. And he goes on to say, which is why I can't, in good conscience, bring a son into this society. I be throwing him to the wolves. Yeah,
Well,
it's especially dangerous for these boys out here. I do agree with that.
well, the world is really fucked up, and I'll go ahead and say this. Like, you know, one of the things is this: it doesn't matter, or like I sit here and laugh how people talk about vet these women and all like this, and like I appreciate what Kevin is doing, trying to bring black women and black men together. But the Achilles heel in all of that is that still the laws have not changed. So the laws of the land are still conducive to fucking the shit out of men. So, and I understand where you're going and you want strong families and stuff like that. But until the laws of the land change, what you want don't mean shit as long as they want to be, it's like that. Up to they don't want to be a willing participant anymore, then you're screwed. So I'm not, that's the only thing I disagree. I appreciate what he's doing and trying to get, but I mean, to know that, I know a woman that just got divorced now, and she was sitting here telling me that, yeah, it's nice to look at the hundred and something $1,000 in my bank account, and I just moved out from my husband, and I had to, and I get alimony, I get child support, and I got over 100 stacks in the bank. He had to get a loan out on his house because I own half the house and all this stuff. I'm like, oh my gosh, you know what I mean? And I'm sitting up here like, well, goddamn, y'all were married 20 something years. You might as well just stay there, And it was just like, wow.
Mm, mm, mm.
And I mean, to know that, and it's just like, that's just, I mean, what you couldn't find. Well, our marriage was dead a long time ago. This, that, and the other. So you were just going through the motions to make sure that you got a bigger payout, huh?
Yeah, let me read what Snuggle668 says. He said, "Isn't it easy to convict any man on the head alone? Once a woman say they do not like you, oh, I hope you understand what you were saying."
I do.
Hmm.
Well, think about it. I mean, okay, here's the Snuggles is kind of stupid right here. Look what happened to Bill Cosby. No proof, none of that shit. Now, 20 years later, what?
Hey, also, Drake, kind of, I kind of like, unless the chat is being really stupid, I would like for you to, I would like for anyone who comes on here, including myself, to take it easy on them.
Okay, I mean, I'm saying
I understand. Okay, cool,
not you, but yeah, stupid opinion, dude.
Yeah.
Not to insult you, but stupid opinion, because look at society. Sometimes you got to realize that this space wakes your ass up. Like just give an example. The guy that I hired to work with me, he was actually put in jail for a crime he didn't commit, and the cop told him, we know you didn't do it because you have a different physical description of that, but we believe you had something to do with it, and he used your car, and you didn't know who had your car that night because you had let a couple people use it. So he said, since I'm gonna show your ass that you ain't talking, I'm gonna put you in jail for the crime. Now, I mean, the best thing you would think they would try to get you for accessory, but like I told him, I said, you bet you better than me, because I would have told him. I mean, hey man, and he said, well, he had dirt on me. This dude that had dirt on him, and he had done something much worse that could get him hemmed up later, so he just took that charge. But I'm like, unless it was something bigger than that, and he's like, yeah, it was something bigger than that. So I'm thinking All right, cool. We already have no more questions after that. But I'm like, you would do damn near 10 years in jail for somebody else because you trying to do the no snitching thing. You know, come on.
Shit.
But I mean, but just give an example. The shows that they will put you in jail for shit that they know it wasn't you. The dude across the street from me. Remember, he got the victim said that no, this is the guy who opened the door when I was unconscious. He had two proofs that he was at work at the time. The state still brought up charges on him. They was trying to get the dude to sign a plea deal, all this other shit. Thank God, I live in a high Jew community where I stay. That's the only thing that's keeping our property value up. We got a lot of Jewish people here. I said, thank God, his boss knew somebody who knew this hotshot Jew lawyer. And when that Jew lawyer walked in the room, they just said dismissed. He didn't even open his mouth. But he said just because. So basically, the only reason why you ain't doing time because it was somebody you knew got you off for a crime that technically you had. I mean, you would have never thought that they would have went to trial when you can be like, here's my time clock. I was at work. There were 3 witnesses at work. You would think that a case like that would never be even brought up. Still charges was pressed. And you sit up here and be like, well, God, dog, man, you can walk out. I mean, you can go to your bathroom right now, Kevin, and probably pick up a charge, Kevin.
Yeah, I mean, sad reality. But but for both of you guys, let me get your thoughts on this particular thing right here. This petition. Now, Tina Knowles Lawson is working. Well, she and the Discovery Channel got together, did this series called Profile the Black Man to shine a light on how, like, the horrible media narratives that target the black man that spill over into real life. And the petition is to cancel it because it was started by this female named Lexus Exodus, and what she says, it completely ignores the plight of black women in America. Now, how is it they can keep coming up with this bullshit, for both of you guys? Like, how do they keep coming up with this bullshit? Like, and it's not to ignore the plight of black women because there's plenty of shine on that. You hear it every other goddamn day. And really, it's really like they coddle black women quite a bit. And like they put out all these black girl magic programs. Like even with television series, they always have this tendency to put the black woman over the black man. And as in recent years, in fact, in the past 2 years, black men are being depicted as weak or gay. Is never a solid black man figure. Really, as of late, is never a solid black man figure. Is no promotion of an actual black family unless you watch something like Blackish, and I view Blackish as a token black series. But why do black women see everything that is for black men as a slight to them?
It's a competition because unfortunately they don't want if anybody cares about us in society, that will take away from them. So you're not supposed to care about them at all. Like I sit here and laugh. They're not worried about the women ain't worried about us. You should already know. Look at the boys, 12th graders, 11th graders reading at the 4th grade level. Now think about it, if that was us and we had our boys and we got all the government assistance and all the bullshit with us, they would put sanctions. Oh, well, wait a minute. If your kid ain't attending school for these many days, this, that, and the other, they'll do whatever they can to put us in jail or to take our children from us. Like, say the situation was reversed, we had primary custody of the kids. Say we start doing that bullshit, not letting a woman see the kid at the scheduled times, they would be in jail. They would immediately put us in jail. Wouldn't be we could say no excuse. Like any bullshit excuse come up, well, I got a flat tire. That's why I was like, nope, 30 days in jail. They would be handing out jail sentences to us so quick it wouldn't be funny. Contempt of court all day. I mean, like literally. There's no consideration That's how the world is. And unfortunately, it's bad to say that way, but the best way for protection is that to operate. Hey, there's no consideration for us. You know that this is how the world is set up. This is how it's worked. It ain't changed. So you play the game accordingly.
Well, it's definitely a competition, man. It feels like for any kind of status, man. Like black women, it just seems like anything that's for us, they gotta try to jump in front of us. It's gotta be if it's for us, it's gotta be for them as well. It can't just be a focus on black men. It's gotta be it's gotta be black men and black women, but it can be
Mm-hmm.
black women alone, but it can't be. You know what I'm saying? It
Mm-hmm.
can't. You know what I'm talking about. You know what I mean? So I don't know where that came from, man. It's been like that for a long time, but it's crazy, man. Anything that's spotlighted on us, man, they gotta try to get in there and be like, well, they don't need this. Why you doing this for them and whatever? What about us? And it's just always some kind of like trying to overshadow us, man. And that's I don't know, man. And that's why I think that they don't have this respect for us because they feel like we don't deserve nothing. They deserve everything. You know what I'm saying? Like we don't deserve nothing. They deserve everything. And we, if they got too much, they'll give us some scraps. But they need the majority and the lion's share of everything. That's how it kind of seemed like to me.
For a group of women that always say that we're trying to compete with them, it seems damn sure they're trying to compete with us. You know.
I mean, I sit here and laugh. I'm like, no offense, you got every damn thing. You got all the important shit in life. The only thing you really don't have is the strength and bone density. What else do you want? Shit. I mean, no
The
offense.
strength and bone density.
Yeah. I mean, what? I said you got. Oh, you got all the important shit. I mean, no offense. If say they switched and all the stuff tomorrow, imagine what. I mean, I ain't gonna lie. I wouldn't be surprised if it was plotted by the white people. If black men had as much crap as they give out to them women, imagine how many more inventors and more intelligent shit would come out of the black community if the men had it instead of women. I mean, you could focus more your mental energy on creating something or whatever rather than trying to survive.
Look at what everybody's saying in the chat. Indigenous TV says Lexus Exodus is a divester. Rebonker TV is also saying that Lexus Exodus is a divester. Uh, uh, what is a divester? That means that like divesting is a stupid ass concept to me because if you had happiness in your life, if you haven't actually had that white man that was making you happy, shit, you wouldn't be up here bitching about black men. Like that I don't get the divestment movement. You're supposed to be divesting away from black men. Why are you not minding your fucking business?
Well, this is the thing. I sit here and laugh. The only the society has taught them it doesn't really matter. Like I said, we're the canary in the coal mine as the black race. It gets at us first, but they see it spilling off into the white people too. But it's like this. I mean, they're going to make it to where you're going to see people to become men are going to become useless, but they don't realize something. If you sit up here and make it that the average dude is useless, and the average dude stops producing, well, fine, I'm useless, this, that, and the other. I'm only going to work enough to get what I really want and need, and I'm not going to do anything extra. Society is going to grind to a halt because the average people keep the world going. I mean, you don't realize as soon as they say, "Hey, I'm not going to work no more. I'm only going to work part time. I really don't care. This, that, and the other. I do hustle and do odd job." And once them people stop trying to be productive, I mean that triggers a big effect. Well, what the hell am I going out to get all this damn money for if any dumbass floozy can take it over a lie in one night? So fuck it. I don't need to do that anymore. I only screw the women that want to mess with me. I don't try to talk to women. If the women come up and do something for me, they can be around me. If they don't do nothing for me, they're not gonna be around me. Period. It's just gonna be like that. And then once men stop trying, that's why you see pictures like I posted in the group with all these broads sitting there by themselves. Like I go in some bar sometime and I see the dudes over there playing pool by themselves. See a lot of hot girls. And you be like, well, you think these? Nope. It's like, true, whatever. I mean, most men are starting to learn. Hey, unless the broad really like me like that, you know, then why am I even trying?
Yeah, let me read one of these comments, and they're like I said, I'm gonna put the link to this petition in the description after this broadcast goes off the air. Let me just read this first comment. There are plenty of comments like that, and they got 188 heart reactions. It says black men are a menace to society. They are killers, rapists, pedophiles, absent to their children, pimps, liars, thieves, and nuisances to the planet. They have
Mm-hmm.
no money and no education and nothing beneficial to add. You free the knee, you free black women, a black woman.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I mean, I hate to say something though. I love when they put stuff like that. Cause see, that needs to open up a lot of men's eyes to realize that. Wait a minute, the way the world is set up. As soon as the broad it doesn't want to be around you or doesn't like you for any type of reason, any one of those things can come down the pipeline. So I ain't even gonna lie. It's gonna become like this. If men were smart, we say fuck it. For the next 10 years, we're not having no kids. We're not entering into no relationships. We're not doing nothing else nice for your ass. So unless and just I know you need to get off sometimes. You better handle it yourself, or go to a brothel.
And speaking
I
of,
mean, and just do that for 10 years. That'll get them back in line. And I mean, when I say you don't do shit, ain't no, well, I ain't got no money. Well, give me that weave out your hair or something. I can sell that on the line. You better give me something. I mean, period. You don't do nothing for free. You don't even spend no time. Hey, we're playing the same. Only time I spend around you is when I'm getting paid or laid. So which one you doing?
all right,
Paid or
Doc,
laid?
hey,
Bye.
listen up. Now, for those of you who know this content creator, Dr. T. Hassan Johnson posted this petition on his Facebook page, and
Mm-hmm.
and as you were saying, the guys are just gonna have to wake up. But there was already a dude on the post, and let me read his comment. I'm not gonna read his name. His first name is Darnell. He said, "Most black women don't support this nonsense. This is just a small group of really loud people on the internet. I rarely find these women on the internet. You guys are surprising me with what you guys dig up."
Okay. But this is the problem. The problem when you say this is just a small group of people. As you sit up here and say, yeah, this, that, and the other. But this is the problem. Stuff like this is believed by the narrative so much to where anytime a situation falls in that type of which where hey something happened, I'm at a disadvantage. I can use any one of it's like pull one of these ropes. He hit me. He talked bad to me. He didn't buy me what I wanted, so that's financial slavery. He didn't do so. I mean, basically, they just want to really make it say as men, you got to do whatever the women want. I'm to the point like this is men can sit up here, go out, mine the resources, design, build the car, make the engine, this, that, and the other. A broad come in and put some eyelashes on the headlights and some lips and be like, yeah, look what I did. And think that, I mean, all the hard shit the dude did already. You done built the car, done find the source of tires, all that bullshit, made rubber. And this bitch come in and put some eyelashes on the headlight and be like, yeah, see, now it's a car.
And
Now I seen that post what you're talking about. I seen it on his forum, and I saw dudes talking about it, and I seen brothers talking about it, with their little messages or whatever. And it was a lot of brothers, man, in denial, man. They was like, I can't believe these comments, man. I don't believe it, man. I think it's like people playing blackface on the internet, digital blackface. These ain't no real black women talking like this. Black women would never say this about black men. I seen dudes in denial about this, man. I saw this earlier.
Well, see, this is the thing. Women that go out and say that shit and all that bullshit. Like I've watched a woman live. I've been in a group. It was four of us in the room. I watched three women lie about on a dude, and it's like not like they made it up and played it. It was just like boom. One came out and be like, yeah, he did this, that, and the other. And I was like, I was sitting there thinking to myself. I looked at the other two like they were saying, and they just co-signed what the woman said. And I'm like, you realize this bitch just lied. So the dude was about to fight the other dude when he come in, and I pulled him aside. I'm like, dude, all three of these bitches lying. This is what really happened. And I was just surprised how they just immediately jumped on the bandwagon. And I'm like,
Okay.
you can get this dude killed. He got a gun. And I mean, they will lie at the drop of a hat. They lie. I ain't gonna lie. They lie so much that it's just, I ain't even gonna lie. You should go to 80% of what they say out their mouth is a damn lie. And it was just so easy for other women to jump right on board. Yep, because they be abused. And I'm like, what the hell did I got? That ain't got shit to do with what just happened. And it's just like, wow. And I'm like, dude, this is the problem is she done lied, got you all worked up. Next thing you know, you put a bullet in this dude over some bullshit. Then you find out and she on somebody's knob later on that day. The only person's life that changes you and his over a damn lie. And I just watched it went down in front of me and I was just like, I just shook my head. I was like, they lie so much, it's just like normal, like breathing. And that's why this believe all women shit for real. I mean, like, nobody would say believe all person just because they're a woman. I mean, for real? I mean, what kind of world are we in?
Oh yeah, I'm looking at Lexus Exodus's Facebook page right now. Oh man, and I don't know if there's an actual picture of her, but she definitely promotes divestment. Like,
but this is the problem. They don't want your ass either. I mean, that's the problem. The laws of the land have shown that they'll do the same shit to them, and a lot of white men realize use them for a cum dumpster, but I'm not marrying them. I mean, it just makes. I mean, because I hate to say it, they look at it as the black women as low hanging fruit. Oh, and all we got to do is do this. That's the reason why that DJ dude could screw all them damn women. I mean, what? It's the reason why. Dude didn't even look like a normal. I mean, looked like something was wrong with him. Looked like he had Down syndrome or some kind of crap. And for him to sleep with 100 women, I mean, like literally, the only reason why is because of that. And they realize, oh, these are low hanging fruit. These ain't broad. And then what's about sit here and laugh after all that shit? They didn't try to make it seem like them motherfuckers were victims. No, they wasn't. But motherfucker, you went over there and ain't like you said he arred them. He didn't. You were just over there, wanted to be around him, and you knew that's how you stay around. It's just what it is. Call a spade. You wanted to fuck.
And the crap that they push. Let me read this real quick. Hashtag Manosphere content creators often denigrate black women for their shapes and sizes and say they have limited options due to attributes like dress size, BMI, and weight. Fortunately, there are 4 billion men in the world, and black women only make up 6% of the U.S. population, so their dusty opinions really don't matter.
Well, this is the problem is, I'm sorry, black women. Nobody wants that to care about your ass being fat and all this other crap. Nobody don't like you because you're not likable. That damn attitude. Like, I'm not even gonna lie. As a person, I always liked bigger women back when I was younger. But back when we were younger, the bigger girls they would try to be nice. They would go out their way. And then now it's like the normal. You're like, oh, wait a minute. Now I got to put up with this shit too, with the attitude like you a 10. I mean, like, you understand what I'm saying? Now, when we was younger, would never be no big woman with, say, 50 million people following her. You know? And now it's just such a damn attitude. It's like, no, your attitude runs them off. It's the reason why people get up, they skeet in your behind, and then they go on and leave.
Hey, let me ask you a question. Did any of you see that interview between CNG and that white man Brian? Let me.
That's a phone call thing. That's an interview per se. To be fair, honest with you, I remember what you're talking about.
No, did he actually say black men have taken on the feminine role and enforced the masculine role on women? Did he actually say that? Because See, here's the thing for white guys like Brian. See, we would beat the fucking shit out of you if you were 2 feet in front of us. Or if you were 2 feet in front of me for saying some shit like that. I mean, shit, these motherfuckers feel so safe on a Wi-Fi connection that they'll say disrespectful shit like that. And he can call all his little cop buddies all he want. They won't make it on time, especially in Alabama. Let me tell you something. All of these, all of these little bitches that always say that white men have conquered us and they are more powerful and we're their bitches and all this shit. Them motherfuckers don't say that in Montgomery, Alabama. Period. Every white man that I've encountered has actually been intimidated by me. I'm a sizable guy, but they ain't on that bullshit for real. People like Brian will get scrubbed in 2 fucking seconds and will keep his fucking mouth shut and will start serving us drinks and biscuits. Fuck that dude. Like don't. I wish a motherfucker would. Period. And this is what I'm talking about. And this is what I'm talking about with these white. Like, they always try to go get white men like we're actually supposed to listen to them fuckers. Them fuckers are really, honestly, physically beneath us. And they have not done a fucking thing without without another group's help. Otherwise, they're weak and diseased, and them motherfuckers are really running out of goddamn space in this country because they're being breeded out. So, you can't come to me with that fucking weak shit, dude. I'll tell you in a minute. You're a little boy to me. Period.
Boy,
I sit there and laugh. I have never been challenged by a white guy at all. I mean, back when I was in elementary school, when I went to that all-white school, I was. But I used to beat it was so bad. I used to beat the shit out of them white boys then. I mean, I remember. Like literally fighting 2 and 3 white boys at a time. They can't. Dude,
they're no match for us. They're no match for us. Period.
Right. At the average, and I'm not gonna lie, unless we talking a prison white dude, but the average white man and average black man, you would definitely school them in a street fight. I mean, like literally, I live in it's a high white percentage even where I am. So you would think with the way how quick I am to jump to fight, I haven't got in a fight with a white person since I was about 12. I think that was the last time, because white boys don't give us no title slack. They don't even if it even think it's about to go down to fight. Most of them no, because they already know. A lot of I've had white friends. They say I would never get into a fight with a black dude because he said when that person hits you, if you lose that fight, you're gonna take. A white boy told me that you're gonna take a beating for every white person that ever did him wrong. Can you imagine what's gonna look like when that dude's on top of you, punching you, and all the anger in him when he starts thinking about all the white people that did him wrong or look like him, like a nigga?
It became a work.
A white dude tell me that. He said, I would never fight a black dude because all that rage built up, man. If you don't win, you're probably gonna die.
Let me tell little bitch boys like Brian something. You gonna make me scroll up B1 all over black YouTube. Like, I'm about sick of their asses anyway. I mean, shit. Even the fucking school teacher. I will continue to push that he doesn't deserve to teach a half of a black child with his bitch ass. And I really fucking mean that from the bottom of my fucking balls. You ain't shit, bruh.
I'm gonna tell you, I love how some of these women come out. Like the Sexy Red made that comment earlier. Like some of these women want the best for black men.
Well, you have to. Well,
wait. I'm gonna tell you.
Well, you have to enact an salt fallacy. You know.
This is how I'm gonna tell you why. I'm just tell you just like I'm gonna tell you just like I say the difference between good police and bad police. I'm gonna tell you, yeah, you say that shit now, but trust me, until your ass is out there busting windows and knocking out broads for doing men wrong, that's when I'll believe it. It sounds good because it sounds good to say that to get you in the door, but unless a person is actually put some skin in the game, I really don't believe it because it just sounds good to say really stuff now. Because when shit hits the fan, y'all love to use all the stereotypes against us. Like, I even told my daughter, I said, unfortunately, the good thing about being a black girl, I said, this is what you do. Get straight A be a straight A student. All like this. And I said, the beautiful thing about being a woman, I'm saying, not saying you should do this, but I said, and you're known as a good student and all of this. You can tell a bold-faced lie and everybody will believe you. I mean, remember I said, you talking to a former, like I said, when I was stealing and do all like that, the dude came out and said, it's Gray and his people. And it was like, I mean, like they couldn't find no proof, but he was right. I mean, the dude was right, but they couldn't prove it. But I had everybody up under my finger to where nobody would go against me. And I mean, to know sometimes people have had that, as been a person who was doing that, to have that power where I don't have to say shit, and I got 50 motherfuckers coming out defending me.
Yeah, you got to
I mean,
show and prove, man. Like, what Sexy Red said, it sounds good, but I mean, we know how it is, man. Most of the sisters, man, they gonna click up like Voltron. You know what I
I
mean?
mean,
Like when it go down, they clicking up. Like look at
I tell
Tasha
you,
K with that chick.
now
You
I'm gonna
know?
just tell you the reason why. I'm gonna show you why. Until y'all like you really want to show that y'all had our back and all that shit. Then why all these broads who lied about being taken advantage of? We say, why ain't they getting their ass beat by other women on fight? Enough said.
Okay.
I mean, like it's plain and simple. I mean, why the females in your family? It would think about it. There ain't never been no crap like that. It ain't never been no women sitting here. Well, you know what? You should be with that guy because he's a good dude. Or then it's because it was a dude that he was a nerdy guy or whatever. But then say you sitting here dating the girl, then she come out and cheat on you, have pregnant by another girl. Well, but yet the women will be telling the dude, well, she's a good woman and she made a mistake. You should still be with her. Like what? You understand what I'm saying? I mean, like look at the type of difference.
Okay, all right. Son is Hot Raw. Thank you for the super chat. Son is Hot Raw says that's why they're so involved and heavily invested in MMA, especially jiu-jitsu. That's for nobody else but black men, and that's Joe Rogan's of the world feel comfortable using the N-word when now. Oh yeah, the fact that Israel Adesanya came forward to like defend Joe Rogan, that's because Israel Adesanya is non-ADOS, and he does not relate to our experience. But no, Joe Rogan should not be comfortable using the N-word. I remember when he challenged Wesley Snipes to a fight, and he was so gung-ho about beating his ass, but Wesley Snipes, he wouldn't take the challenge. Now, whereas Wesley Snipes is a very refined martial artist. So I do remember, like, when I hear it in their voice, when they challenge black men like that, I know exactly where that energy comes from. Like, and by the way, Joe Rogan doesn't get a pass with me. I thought he was cool. I mean, he appeared on Chappelle's show a couple times. Like, Fear Factor's Joe Rogan. Like, stuff like that. But, I mean, shit, but, like, for me, white dudes being racist like that, that's a deal breaker for me. You ain't got shit to say to me after that. But I have another super chat. Is that Primetime VA? Prime VA 757. I know he used to be named Primetime, but Prime VA 757. Thank you. He said white men created a website doxing famous and regular white women who are married to black men. White women got the original site taken down, then white men created another one from a different web address. Their insecurities are ridiculous.
Definitely.
True. It's like it's the whole, and I guarantee you, it's the whole penis thing, and the fact that there was a study that came out not too long ago that 86% of all white women actually think about at one point or another in their lives having sex with a black man.
Definitely.
And I know that shit triggered the shit out of them. I mean, but thanks for the super chat. Thanks for your support, guys. I really appreciate it.
Well, a lot of people don't realize too how Wesley Snipes ain't no damn slouch. Like I remember you saw a picture of Simon Phoenix, but basically that was one of my favorite movies back then. So like
Demolition Man. Yeah, right. And Demolition Man.
I watched the movie so many times. I actually watched the. You ever seen? I actually know the director's commentary and everything. I watched the movie with all that. Where you watch it with all that.
Yeah.
And just give an example. One of the problems they had during filming that movie is they said Wesley. A lot of people don't know because he was even saying that Wesley Snipes is actually trained in these martial arts and that. He said the problem with filming this movie is the man was so fast. We used to have to tell him to slow down so we could get the shit.
Oh shit!
And I said when a dude was sitting up here acting and his punches and stuff was so fast, like literally, you know what I mean? That's bad when you sit up here and say, "Wow." You know, I wouldn't fight him. I like to fight.
Yeah, and Prime VA 757 and Hybrid Catastrophic Impact X83rd Power both say he wouldn't challenge Michael Jai White. Michael Jai White is the real deal. Like, if he's anything like he depicts himself in them films, no. And he was talking shit about MMA fighters. He said, I ain't gonna fight MMA. The MMA fighters are broke. But Michael Jai White is a badass. Seriously. But Indigenous TV says, Kev, I don't think brothers really understand how inferior white men feel toward us. I'm not overstating it. They really don't like what we represent in the arena of masculinity and prowess. Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. I'm a full believer in that. I'm a
Well, I
full
mean,
believer,
this.
and just based on my own personal experience, they shrink when they get around us. It ain't
Oh,
like
definitely.
it ain't like these old sisterhood and these bitter ass bitches be saying, "Oh man, you so conquered." I ain't never seen a black man act conquered around a white dude.
Never. I've never
Never.
like
Neither.
I've
Not
always
even
seen.
not even the police. Like I've had confrontation with the police. And like they really said, "Look, dude, you too big for this." Like I thought I was gonna have to fight. It's like
Well, I mean, why you
this
think
is in
that? Why
Montgomery,
you think that?
Alabama.
Well, I'm not gonna lie. Like, say you have any disagreement or something like that, immediately, if white cops come, they immediately put you in cuffs.
Yeah,
I mean, like literally, you don't put people in cuffs you're scared of. They immediately put you in cuffs because they know that 9 times out of 10 in a fair fight you'll beat their ass. Like I mean, like I remember even being picked on back then and them days. I never got beat up by a white person, and I'm not even saying that for clout, but it's just the fact is I never seen. And the only time they did fight is they like to have superior numbers. I mean, really, they don't. And as you got older, like after that elementary school was over with, like once you get to middle school and stuff like that, even we had a lot of whites in our school, in our graduating class. Them white boys never fought black people. Never. Like I cannot. I'm trying to think back of even in high school and middle school. I can't recall a white boy fighting a black dude ever. And if it's probably you ever see a white boy fighting a black dude, he's probably one of them white boys that don't act like he a white boy. But
yeah.
you know what I mean. You don't see. They don't. I mean, I ain't gonna lie.
I've
You ain't
only
gonna see
seen it.
no
I've only seen it one time in my life, and it was one of
as
them.
you after
It was
after
one of them.
elementary school.
Yeah, it was in junior high. It was one of them country strong white boys, and he was fighting a smaller black guy.
Oh yeah, he had the
Yeah, yeah,
advantage. Yeah.
yeah. He had the physical advantage. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. This Mexican woman named Maria told me one day. Like she was telling me how big and strong I look. Like now, I'm not humble bragging. Now, this is actually what I go through because I've even had like a lot of black guys say that, "Hey man, I wouldn't even fight you, man. I'll shoot you. I'll shoot you." You know what she told me? She
Mm-hmm.
said that Mexican man versus a black man always wins.
Mm-hmm. Well,
Always.
Mexicans don't really fight that much. Even like we got the
But they
Arabs and
stab
stuff
and
here.
shoot. They stab and
Yeah,
shoot
yeah.
though.
We got a lot of Arabs that own some of the small like stations down in the inner city. They don't really even fight. They don't even fight black men. Now you think they'd be quick? That's why I sit here and laugh because I laugh at the like now them Chinese people. They'll beat the shit out of a black woman. They coming in their stores, but they don't fight us. That's why I sit there and laugh. They might beat the crap out of you guys stealing stuff out their stores, but they not fighting us.
Oh hell no.
They might
Um,
talk a little shit, but they not what they ain't stepping from behind that counter. I mean, I don't see black. The only time I see black people really fighting, it's only other black people because like I've called Arabs out and stuff. Nigga, why don't you just step on outside? They don't budge.
hey,
Normally they got a black security guard. They be like, "Come on, man, just keep it moving." I'm like,
and,
"Nah, nigga, you already know this nigga's wrong." I just told him to come on, step outside, and they're like, "Man, you know how it is. Just keep it."
Indigenous TV. Mother Nature stopped me at 5'11". She wouldn't let me quite get to 6 feet, but
Mm-hmm.
I have I've always had large arms and wide shoulders, which really threw people off. Once I reached maturity,
You look bigger, right?
yeah, I look bigger. Yeah, yeah, I used to, and then when I started lifting weights, that even added to it even more.
Right.
I mean, shit. I mean, I'm just saying, I'm not bragging, but that's just what it is. But Sun is Hot Raw, another super chat. I really appreciate your support. He says, I remember that, and when asked if he would fight Michael Jai White, his immediate response was, fuck no, and that shows you he's looking for an easy target.
Mm-hmm. Like I mean, like everybody sits there. Jake Paul, he knocked out Nate Robinson. No offense, Nate Robinson wasn't a trained fighter. I
I
mean,
mean,
Jake Paul. I ain't saying Jake Paul is a slouch, but I mean, he wasn't a trained fighter.
Jake Paul he needs to go after a trained fighter. Now if he wants to go for an MMA fighter that is really good at boxing, you could possibly see him get his ass whooped. I believe he needs to fight Anderson Silva.
Yeah, I
And
don't really fight. like that, so I couldn't tell you any good fighters.
Yeah. Well, Anderson the Spider Silva. Let me tell you about Anderson Silva. Anderson Silva went undefeated for 7 years. Undefeated for 7 years in the UFC. Basically, when he was in his prime, nobody had a chance against him. Like anybody I saw him get in the ring with, he just scrubbed them. The person that got the closest was Chael Sonnen. And Chael Sonnen was on the juice when he did it. And he still beat Chael Sonnen. But it wasn't until he got older and then he got beat by Chris Weidman. And then, like, everybody started kind of beating him. Because once you beat an undefeated fighter, that fighter isn't the same. But Anderson Silva, like, is one of my favorite fighters of all time. And then when he stepped into the boxing ring, he beat, I think he beat Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. Yeah, I did a video on that on the Black Dimension. They hit me with a copyright notice, but yeah, it's still up. But yeah, Anderson Silva is a pretty good boxer. He also beat Tito Ortiz, and Tito Ortiz shouldn't have stepped in the boxing ring in the first place. But that's how bad Anderson Silva made him look. But like by far one of my favorite MMA fighters of all time. I like Israel Adesanya too, and I also like Derek Lewis, but Derek Lewis been getting beat lately. And Francis Ngannou. I like Francis Ngannou. Knockout machine.
I got you right here. This is back on still on our topic. I said just to go to show you how women would never want women to be held accountable for the lies and shit.
Yeah.
Okay, now think about it now. Tasha K going through the bullshit. You lost in court and all like that. You think that all these motherfuckers, all these you probably done lied on other shit. Why ain't no other women done beat the shit out of her ass for that? I mean, like literally, the known liar. I mean, you think that broads would have gave you that smoke, but they don't want that shit because they know that hey, if we stop the lies and start making these accountable,
yeah,
because that would be standing up for people who, not hey, no, you're no liar, this, that, and the other, but it's like no, we want to get that car because
But you see Cardi B. See, the one thing, if you notice, man, Cardi B went after her ass because, like, had that been a sister, she would have kind of been like, I'm gonna kind of let that. I ain't gonna really go at it like that. We'll talk shit or whatever, but I'm gonna leave. I ain't gonna really go at it. But Cardi B, she a Latina. She like, fuck all that. I'm gonna come after you. I'm gonna get that money. I'm getting you. I'm gonna shut you up, and I'm gonna come straight at you. And you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna go through the whole process. I ain't gonna play with
you. I don't shut you. Right. If I don't, but basically, if I don't shut you up that way, I'm gonna shut you up the other way.
Yeah,
and she realized she probably figured, right. She wasn't gonna lose no more money for beating her behind. And one, Cardi B so little as hell anyway. She don't look like she'd be able to fight nothing anyway. And she like 5'2".
And that's how a lot of these women, man, are of different, ethnicities, man. They actually call out other women of their, particular race or background if they acting up. Like, you don't even know every time you have to get to the men, the women call each other out. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
So that's why she like, Cardi B, she don't care about no damn Tasha K. She like, nah, you ain't gonna be talking about me. You might talk about the mother hoes, but you ain't gonna talk about me.
Right. Because I mean, they quick. No, them women like that, they quick to cut your ass.
Yeah. She didn't give a damn about no Tasha K. All that loud talking and all that. She didn't give a damn about that. She from the Bronx. She's like, I don't give a fuck about none of that.
All right, fellas, look, listen up. Let's go ahead and get some final statements in. We're at near the 3-hour mark, and I really appreciate everybody stopping by and discussing this topic with me. But bottom line is, black men in particular, because that's the group I care about. We're gonna have to start asserting ourselves and stop letting these old bitches get away with everything. And, I mean, when I say bitches, I mean it out of spite. So, all right, guys, go ahead. Give me your final statements.
Ain't shit but hoes and tricks. No. That's my final statement.
Okay. All right. Thanks for stopping by, Judge Dre. Appreciate it. Chaos Reigner Man Code TV.
Well, I guess I go.
Yeah, go ahead.
I would say, what Tina knows, I'm hoping it comes out. see what quality production she put into making that documentary. I know people that's opposed it because they want to keep the narrative that black men are monsters, they're terrible, they're terrorists, they're this and that, and it keeps pushing this narrative to women to have content to talk about because they put out this and it spreads. How much the effects is really going to have on America? Let's be honest. And for those that try to push against it, I tell people many times that they need to keep pushing this narrative because it makes them feel comfortable to not to do what they need to do, to be like ladies instead of acting like animals. That's my final thoughts.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, mine is like I said before, man. I keep saying it, and I'm gonna say it, man, till I'm blue in the face, man. Right now, black women are swinging, black men are still talking. You know, black men are not. We not asserting ourselves, man, here in America. You know, black women think black men are for play. They don't take us seriously. They talk when they even talking to us. I notice, man, when I see a lot of black women talking to black men on panels and stuff. A black man, I ask a black woman a question, she'll like deflect or not answer it directly. And that's a blatant form of disrespect. When someone asks you a question, you answer the question. You don't talk around the question. You don't act like you didn't hear them and start talking about something else. Like you directly answer that question. Because like I said, if it was a white man that answered that question, she would be at attention. But a black man, she's not really giving that respect. Like I said, black men, you got to demand the respect, man, from your women. Because if not, they're going to walk all over you, man, like they've been doing for the past, 30, 40, 50 years, man, you know. So you got to demand that respect, man. Can't be talking, man. You got to be doing. Because black women, they not, like I said, they not talking. They doing, they swinging. And dudes are just talking, still talking. It's enough of the talking, man. You got to come with the action.
Oh, thanks for that. That's definitely the truth, and we're about brutal honesty around here. So, thanks for offering that bit of brutal honesty, man. Cold TV. Yeah, when that is true, why black men are still talking, they swinging, and we need to mount up some kind of defense. And it's like, or we're gonna be stuck in a position to where the younger people coming up are gonna deal with even more bullshit than we're dealing with right now, and that right there is a bad thing. Now, I mean, for those of you who can't accept what the situation is, look at things like the petition and look at all of the divestment community and even people like Tasha K, older women that should have a positive impact on the younger crowd of women. But no, it's just about gaslighting guys and telling these females, hey, you can get away with it. Like, she's telling women that, hey, you know what? If you're angry, you should be able to get away with hitting a man. And one thing that I'm always going to push is no one should put their hands on anyone. And there is a consequence for every action that you do. I do not condone beating women, but at the same time, don't put your fucking hands on anybody, Because what's that saying they have? Don't start none, won't be none. You know what I'm saying? It's like this shit has gotten way out of hand. And to say something like that and then look at the petitions, that lets you know what in position you are in with these women. So I implore for every young black man, I'm not going to be like stupid ass people like Michael Eric Dyson or Malik Shabazz. These old niggas that love to try to lead these young men astray. I'm not going to be like that. I'm going to tell you to go where you're happy, whether it's with a black woman or a woman with another ethnicity. Because it seems like the modern day American black women are very adversarial and they don't have your best interest in mind. You could even see it by the way they treat their own sons and even their daughters.
All right, I got a question. Now you say it like this is. Can I make one change to that? From now on, when you say that, when I say, I don't condone hitting women. I always say that on YouTube.
Say, don't condone hitting women?
Right, and then at the line after it, I always say that on YouTube.
I always say that on YouTube?
Right. Now, read between the lines on that.
Okay, I got you. I got you. You all the chain, bro. You all the chain, bro.
Yeah. That's how you say it. I don't condone hitting women. I always say that on YouTube.
Okay.
So that just you read between the lines, you know what that means.
Yes, I know exactly what that means. And let me try it real quick. I don't condone hitting women, and I always say that on YouTube.
Right. There you
All
go.
right.
See, that's better.
All
That's
right.
better.
But like and I get what Manco TV is saying. Instead of doing all the talking, it's got to be some doing. It's got to be some movement. And I would say one of the many things that we can do is fortify spaces like this, and gain some solidarity among each other. Right now, what's holding us back is a lot of men can't accept what's going on because they buy into this shaming and this guilt. Like they queen like my mama black, I can't, they can't all possibly be like this. And you got to understand, not every one of these bitches are your mother. Your mother is your mother, and these bitches are these bitches, and they know. And you can clearly see how they feel about you, especially on these social media platforms. If someone like Nyla's Vibes can get 1.5K people watching her saying all that bullshit, that's a very alarming reflection. It's very
Not the
alarming.
vibes. Is that our Nyla?
Yeah, that's
But
that's the
Kev,
what dude what
he got that. She got that from Sinji because she
I,
didn't make it on her own.
well
I didn't even know that. I hate to say something. I try to stay away from trash and him. I mean, I hate to say I got tired of them dumbass fools. I
yeah
had to make sure. But I figured she was still around doing her shit. I mean, anybody that watches that or Weave-O-Matic, you know what I mean?
Weave-O-Matic. I thought it was Wig-O-Matic.
Wig-O-Matic, whatever. Wig-O-Matic.
Yeah. And then you got all these guys talking about, well, don't give them the energy, or they won't be saying the things that they'll say. They'll say that shit without us.
Right. They say that shit. Really, why we didn't even talk about them motherfuckers. I'm pretty sure if you went over there, you probably still hear the motherfuckers talking because, unfortunately, that's what they like. If you ever notice, these men are out here beating us, robbing us, doing all this crap. When you actually go do the studies, the number of crime like men against women is actually down. This guys that you guys are actually doing that. That actually showed a very, very big uptick in the women committing the crime. Now, if we go back and look at the numbers about how many times did y'all say y'all got y'all behind beat, that you guys actually started the confrontation, then I mean that would be funny. Like I loved it. It was funny as what like happened in Cleveland here at Art Hughes, the bus driver dude. He got charged with assault, but the woman spit on him first. She was all on TV, all through here in Cleveland. What's so bad? It was just so funny. Like a normal story happened right here, so I would see more of it than any of you guys would. And the newscasters still, all it made it seem like she was a victim. And I'm like, do you realize the woman spit on him first? After he uppercutted her, it ain't like she knocked him out. She was knocked out. She was thrown off the bus. But if you notice, there's a 1 minute after that they don't show. She was beating on the door trying to get back in. So evidently you weren't hurt. If you still trying to go at the person who threw you off the bus and locked the door. So you were trying to beat down the door. And I remember they were showing her testify. He didn't have to hit. Well, wait a minute. You were the one trying to kick down the door to get to this dude.
All right.
I mean, like, for real.
Yeah, being super disruptive, but where do they get that mentality from? They believe that they can get away with this just because they have a vagina. They've been gaslighted and indoctrinated into this very mentality. So, I mean, take a listen, fellas, for real. Take a listen. Oh, we got another super chat. Thank you, Prime VA 757. He said, look up the Rayon McIntosh video.
I know about him too. I stopped eating McDonald's because of that. And what's so bad? He actually spent like 3 months in jail. And to go to show you how they demigrate us and stuff on that. When the whole thing went down, because he was on parole. When the whole thing went down with the Ryan McIntosh came, he violated his parole. But what they did is at his parole hearing to see that they was going to put him back in jail, they played the video and then they stopped it at the point where they said, oh, we don't have where they attacked him. They showed them, and so they're saying they only showed the part of him hitting her with the fry thing. They said, well, it was something wrong with we can't get the video. And I'm like, dude, it's on YouTube. They could have just queued. I mean, all courtrooms have internet. They could have queued up that. And I mean, to see, that's like with the bus driver thing. It was like, well, wait a minute. Show the whole video. Like, even, there's probably people sitting in this chat room right now did not know that there's a minute after that bus driver video. Did you know that it was more to that video? Or you only see the part where he threw her off the bus and you thought it was over with?
Yo, I saw that, Dre. I saw that. When she tried to get back on the bus.
Right. So I'm like, how the fuck are you trying to be? You ain't hurt. You're still trying to attack. I'm like, if the nigga didn't close the door, you would have hit him again. But then now you're sitting there crying in court talking about ain't nothing happening. And it was so bad, the man sat in jail for damn near 2.5 months before then. And then McDonald's didn't even come out and had the dudes back. That's what pissed me off. I
remember that Macintosh joint too. The McDonald's one, yeah, I remember that. Your man was behind the counter and them chicks, the
first dude, she spit on him first, then she slapped him, and he slapped her back as a normal reaction. Then he realized it. What did he do? He tried to flee. When one girl jumped up on the counter, and the other guy, oh no, I know he didn't do that fast hand move, walking around. Hey, if it would have been anybody else, you come behind the counter, any other, like, say if it would have been, like you do that at a corner store, and the dude jumped up on the counter, and the dude came around the counter, he could have smoked both of them, and nobody would have said a damn word. Because as soon as you jumped up on the counter and came behind there, you were trying to hurt them. But he didn't get self-defense on that.
Wow.
And then they try, well, we didn't charge him with a crime, but we put him in a jail on a technicality because and it's like, for real, dude.
Okay, fellas. Okay, listen up. Listen up. Thank you for all of these stories, and these are really cautionary tales because this is what we go through as men on a regular goddamn basis.
Oh man!
Especially as a black man with size, I understand that I have to act as withdrawn as possible when I step outside because some shit could go down. And that could happen with black folks or white folks, especially with a lot of these. And especially, I got to be careful with these women, But, of course, like I said, I'm letting y'all in on what the situation is. You can accept it or you can not accept it. A lot of these simps won't accept it and will oppose you just to not accept it. And what I got to say to them simps, dog, is I hope you end up a Me Too case. Not really, but no, I don't wish that, because we got to understand that simps are our brothers too, and they have the same plight whether they can accept it or not. But like I said, we can show you the evidence all day. But you have to be accepting of that evidence. It's just like a guy who sticks his dick in a woman unprotected, but then get all mad with the woman because he comes out with an STD, or end up making a woman pregnant. You have all of this information at your fingertips. If you don't accept it and something happens, it's very well your fault. Now you know where these women stand, and they keep telling you over and over again where they stand. And it's not just like there are at least 30 Nylas out there. Always trying to twist information, saying stupid shit, and just trying to make like that black men are the bad guy, and the women should divest and go get white women when she got a black husband at the house. And what I tell you about these people is this: is like if a woman is acting like that with black men in her life, those niggas are weak as fucking fuck. And I'm sorry to say that, but that is just the way it is. You got a lot of weak ass dudes around you with no pride and no sense of self-worth when it comes to being a black man. And what I recommend, and what I highly recommend for every black man that watches this program, is have some fucking self-respect.
And also, I'm just going to let you know this. I'm going to say this too. For every black man that watches this program, just know that not all of us are simps. And I'm going to let you know, Brock acting out of hand. She hit a dude first, and he start doing his thing. And any dude try to jump in, I'm jumping in on the dude's side. I'm just letting you know. I'm just saying that's where I'm coming. I'm on his side. So y'all, you better realize there's gonna be more people like me. Hey, when somebody deserved to beat down, I see you try to jump him, I'm jumping in on his side. So you better watch out for me.
Yeah. And okay, at the end of the day, I will repeatedly say this: no one should be putting their hands on anyone, and I do not condone hitting women. And
I always say that on YouTube.
And I always say that on YouTube.
There you go.
So
there you go.
So
get that line right, man.
Okay. All right. So look, we're gonna end it here, and as always, I hope you guys have very prosperous money making weeks. If you work at a job that you work hard at, I hope you get a promotion or a raise. And I'll end it by saying these two sentences: long live the habitual line steppers, and I am going to win. In Kev we trust. Till the next time. Peace. Damn, I ain't even got the execute up, but all right, cool. Peace.